we picked up last game, you guys were in a battle with the Great Quill Viper, and that battle was a bit brutal. It went well. We had a few near deaths, but luckily you all managed to pull through and get the totem out and defeat said creature. You got what you came there for, and you managed to escape off of the island with Lasco the Lizardman. Made your way back with the crew, got your reward, handed over the totem to Sylvie, and she threw in some extra gold, made it a hefty amount for you for all of your troubles. And she went back to the city. You all made your way back. She gave you all a farewell, hopes to see you around the city, and just encourage you to get out there and explore the city and have some fun and spend that gold. Otherwise, that was it. You guys went to your inn, hotel, and then woke up the next day, had your breakfast. There was a gnomish Mel Gibson. I forget his name, was Fibberty Gibbet or something like that. He was running a game there, and you guys participated in that. And then you left. There was a couple other things, of course, too. With Fancy, she visited her mother and some other circus folk, like her ringmaster, and had a few words with them and put in her notice that she would be leaving. So that happened. And also, when you just left the inn and you were going out to start to explore the city a little bit, there was one guy, I remember his last name, I think was Iron Fist.
I think I had in my notes. I think it was Grom Iron Fist.
Yeah, so Grom Iron Fist. He's the strong man of the circus. He just happened to bump into you, had a few words with you, Fancy, and, managed to persuade you to, join them tonight for one last final performance before they hit the road. They wanted to see you one last time perform, and he suckered you into it. You agreed to do it. Now, whether you follow through, that's up to you. But otherwise... And he also gave you guys a password to get in for free if you don't arrive at Fancy. I don't know if any of you guys remember. Hopefully somebody took a note on it. Moving on. Either way, he gave you the exact phrase that you need to use if you don't arrive at Fancy, and, just to avoid having to pay a cover price to get in. Other than that, that's where we are. We're going to pick up there. I'm just going to get some music going here. Oh, I meant to get some more cool show players. So here is a list again of the various places that you can explore for the time being. The other coming soons are not available right now. However, I will note there is one more that's not listed there. On the Outer Ward District, you technically can visit the graveyard if you want to. Just for the record, but that's on the Outer District. But otherwise, that is the locations. And if you recall, you guys slept in quite a bit. I believe it's midday. I think you guys slept in till lunchtime because you didn't get back till like 4 in the morning. Mm-hmm. So I think it's probably about 1 o'clock in the day as such. Sun is high in the sky. It's a nice day in Silverstone City, and the day is yours.
So I think if I remember correctly, the things we were trying to do, I think we were going to look for a blacksmith or armorer for Jade, and I want to find an apothecary. That's the things I remember and have noted here, at least.
Yeah, I remember the scene.
So I'm looking through the list to see what sort of fits those.
And if something is confusing, just explore. Just go and find them and walk past them. You don't even have to go in them. Or whatever. Out of character, it's mostly above table, I should say, if you're going to be the heroes of Silverstone, you should probably get familiar with the city of Silverstone.
Okay, so I guess Jade's going to get up earlier than Ark and kind of slip out, leaving him rest.
You're going to leave him sleeping in the end, are you?
I mean, He got pretty banged up in the last fight, and
Oh,
we don't
actually,
often get to be so comfortable, so maybe he just wants to stay there.
yeah, well, he did get up and take part in the breakfast with you and stuff, so we'll just say he's going back to his room and going to get some more sleep and do a little bit more study. Okay, so you all did have a few places you wanted to visit. So, yeah, where are you going to first? What district are you heading into first?
So I think we're going to go to the Merchant's Row, because I know the two things we mentioned are most likely going to be there. So, judging by the names alone, I'm guessing the places we're going to keep an eye out for are going to be the Hammercrest Forge, for some armor for Jade, and possibly the Sageboom Cauldron. That's of the names here that seems the most apothecary-ish. So probably those, unless we see something else more appropriate.
All right. All right. So, as you all group together and you head into Merchant's Row, so this district is named that because it is all of the areas where you can go to spend your coin, to pretty much get something in return. Whereas like the Mirthvale district is all like the entertainment district. You spend your money for entertainment. Merchant's Row is typically just a huge district where, you want to buy and sell. Now, the hustle and bustle here as you go through, and let's just see which of those two places you find first. Low is the armor. Okay, so the first place you come across as you're exploring is the Hammercrest Forge. All right. So, it is a bustling blacksmith shop that seems to be dedicated to the art of crafting weapons and armor. And those who are a little bit familiar with the city, mostly just Jade, maybe, well, as you guys, I guess it's mostly just Jade at this point, but you do know that Jade, that it serves as a key supplier for the city guard, ensuring that they are well equipped with durable, reliable gear, and then they also offer a range of products for private customers. So you figure this is probably the place you want to go to. And the building itself is constructed with a sturdy stone and timber, and the open entrance showcases the forge activity inside, and puffs of smoke come out of the chimney, and you can clearly hear that work is being done inside. So you're heading on in?
Yeah.
All right. So, when you go in, you notice right away that there are... the main floor is dominated by the forge itself, with a large anvil, a number of workbenches, and racks of tools, and the air is filled with the clang of hammers on metal, and the heat from the forge hits you. Shelves line the wall, displaying an array of finished weapons, armor, and other metalworks, and behind the main area, a private workshop is there, which is reserved for crafting items. So it's both welcoming and very practical. Now you notice in the back, to the little area that you can see, there's a lot of like apprentices, just young-looking guys with like aprons on, and they're hammering away and doing different things. But when you come in and you all gather around the front little customer area, you see the following person. You see this lady. And she puts down her forge, slams it down, looks over, takes her apron off, puts it down, and walks over to the counter. Hey, yeah, it's too hot. Wouldn't you say it's too hot?
It is quite warm.
All right, yeah, what can I do for you here? Are you here to pick up something or buy in, or what do you want?
Yeah, I'm looking for armor a little sturdier than, kind of like motion down to my vest. Something a little stronger than this, if you think it might fit me.
Okay, were you something with metal? Yeah, well, you came to the right place, as long as you got the coin. Now, are you looking for something regular or something, with some enhanced properties?
What's the regular one start at?
let's see. Well, you talking medium armor or heavy? You want some heavy, do you?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we got it all. We got ring mail, chain mail, splint armor or plate. We also got shields. Got half plate armor.
Splint.
Splint armor. Okay, well, let's see. That would be 200 gold pieces.
Whew. A little richer than what I have currently. What might be about half that?
Well, the next step down, and then the price drops drastically, is chainmail. It's almost as good. And, yeah, it's only 75 gold pieces.
That sounds like an excellent deal.
Well, she's like, sizes you up now. She's, and she's like, well, but you gotta be strong enough to wear it. And she's looking you up. What's your strength score?
It is 12.
Okay. She sizes you up, and she seems like she's got a pretty good eye for this. She reaches forward, grabs you by the bicep, gives it a squeeze. Yeah, I think this would be too much of a burden for you.
Say, how much would it cost to maybe make it lighter so she could wear this?
Ooh, that's tough without... we either gotta compromise and take some of the chains off, which could slightly lower the amount of protection it has, or it gotta be made out of some more expensive materials. Like, this is just your standard chainmail that I would give, to City Guard or any merc that comes in here. I mean, I could do the work, but it's gonna probably double the cost. So a total of 150 gold. But it'll be pretty unique. It'll be chainmail that's lighter and easier to wear.
Fancy looks over to Jade. If this is what you want, I can chip in the extra coin for you.
I mean, 200 gold's a lot of gold, and I mean, it's just...
Listen, if it keeps you in the forefront and stops you from dying, I think it's a good investment.
I have a quick question. Is there anything with your class that lets you wear heavy armor and ignore the strength restrictions?
Oh yeah, that's why I messaged you. I think it messaged the dancing light instead of you, weirdly, but...
Oh, I had to scroll down. I couldn't scroll. I was scrolled up. I didn't get your message.
I didn't want to ruin your RP moment, but I was like, no, I should be able to wear this.
But it's fine. She doesn't know what your class is, right? So she's just basing it on your biceps.
Yeah. So convince her, oh, don't worry, I'll grow into it.
Exactly. But yeah, because I was just waiting for you to maybe bring up the fact that you could probably still use it even though you're not as strong.
Oh. What if I tried it on and showed you if I could, hold it up with my body strength?
Really? You think you can do that? You're saying I'm not a good judge of character? All right.
I don't think it's you. I think it's me. I'm just scrawny. I look weaker than I might be.
She seems like a little bit stubborn, but either way, she just goes on over, grabs a freshly made, never worn suit of chainmail off the rack. It looks like it's one that's as shiny and new as the city guard would wear, and brings it over to you and lays it down on the bench. It says, nods to you and says, well, here, have at it, prove me wrong.
Okay. I'm gonna pass her over the money because as soon as I don it, it will not be able to be taken off.
So you're just paying the 75 gold for a regular chainmail, right? Or are you paying 200 to get splint armor, which is a better armor, but it,
I don't have that kind of money. It's chainmail's good.
Okay.
See, I take the couple of minutes to don it, move around, and it seems to be kind of easy, flowy. And there's a bit of pride and it's so shiny and fancy and new.
So as you, with your bit of pride on your face, and you move around, and you know her kind of blank, stubborn expression just kind of drops a little bit, and she's like, "Well, I'll be damned. I guess I'm not that good of a judge of character, or maybe I got too much ash in my eye from the forge. Well, impressive, little one, impressive."
It's just me, all my strength's in my core. There's no way you could have told.
I suppose so. The core is important. She looks at the rest of you. The rest of you, you seem to be a bit light on the arms. So, what can I get you?
Oh, nothing for me. I think everything in your shop is way too heavy.
Yeah, and as impressive as these works are, I think they would just slow me down.
Yeah, well, fair enough. Yeah, well, if you ever come into a hefty amount of coin, you can come back and I'll show you what enchanted items we have. But, you know, if the regular chainmail's a bit of a struggle, you don't have the several hundred to buy the other items. So I won't waste my time, but we make the finest gear and equipment for any adventurers like you lot. As she sizes you all up. I'm assuming you're all adventurers, yes?
Got that look about us, do we?
Yeah, well, you know, the commoners usually don't come in and buy chainmail, to be honest.
That's a good point. Is there any rumors? Anything going on? Might suit a
Rumors?
group like us.
Oh, well, there is. But I have it being looked into, so nothing right now. If it doesn't pan out, then maybe the next time I see you.
Sounds good.
But yeah, are you all new to town or what?
Some of us, I think it varies to some degree.
Very good. Well, just to let you know, if you're looking for weapons and gear and items, anything made forged with steel or metal or iron, this is the place to go. You know, for anyone just starting out, which I'm assuming you lot are. But you may as well avoid Ardent. If you see Ardent's forge, yeah, you don't really need to go in there unless you have tens of thousands of gold.
Oh.
I'll just
Good to
save you the trip. Yeah, I'd like to. I was able to claim I was the best smith in the land until he came over. And, you know, much as it pains for me to admit, there's nobody better than Ardent at forging. But he doesn't waste his time with commoners or people that don't come in and immediately drop 10,000 gold on his bench. Otherwise, that's it. I got work to do. Anything else you need to know, or?
No, I think we're all good for now. Jay looks visibly shaken at the thought of 10,000 gold.
All right. Well, she just nods to you and goes back and starts putting her apron back on and heading out to the forge. And with that, Jade is wearing a shiny suit of chain armor. And you do notice that it has a nice HC logo on it in various places. Kind of near where the waistline connects, and another small one on the upper back. It's like her brand for Hammercrest. And yeah, it's expertly crafted. As good as you can ask for.
Oh, if you got your old armor set, you should see if you've got a place that you can sell that even.
Oh,
Or were you wearing much?
not really. Kind of. It's like a vest with like bits and bobs and metal kind of woven into it. It didn't really look much.
More clothing than armor. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me drag this on your sheet now. I suppose that'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Because you did just buy an item.
What's that bring your AC up to?
Let's see.
Not sure.
Compendiums, player's handbook, equipment, armor, heavy armor. You bought chainmail, right?
Yeah.
Chainmail. Okay, so it's there, and I'm going to unequip your studded leather and equip your chain armor.
Yeah.
So with that, you get stealth disadvantage. I don't know if your class overrides that or not, but otherwise, yeah.
I will put it in infiltrator mode, I guess. So it's
Hey, what's your
that's what it is for the day.
Yeah.
What was that again?
Infiltrator, so the armor model.
Oh, I see. It has following features. Oh, right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like, narratively, just for my own headcanon in terms of how this looks, is there anything that you do to sort of, like, attune the armor this way? Like, do you have, like, any extra contraptions you put onto the armor to give it that? Or something innate?
Well, I think I put it on quicker than that type of armor should go on. I'm not sure if your character would know that, but it only took me an entire action to don this armor. And it's almost like some of the chain, it's almost like they kind of link together to make a more solid thing, so it's a little bit more subtle.
Nice.
Very nice. Okay, so you step back out onto the streets, and you're gonna make your way and look for the Sage Bloom Cauldron.
Yep.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah, assuming it's a apothecary of sorts, so it's the closest thing that looks like it could be.
You're hoping. All right.
I'm hoping.
You head through the bustle of the streets, and with Jade's help, you got an idea of roughly where it's to. And maybe you've never been in there before. Probably, I don't know if your character would visit apothecaries and or cauldrons before, but either way, you know of it. So you're guiding through, and when you do, Zalen meets up with you guys. And he pushes through the crowd, and he's like, "Oh, there you are! There you guys are! Hey, what are you guys doing?"
Oh, just some shopping, apparently. Well, what about yourself?
Yeah, I wanted to meet up with you just so you didn't think bad of me. Yeah, the Pantera Vanguard. They conscripted me to war. They're calling me back, and I gotta go hold the line again against the Astraloon Alliance. So I'm gonna be heading up the Evercold Range. I didn't want to, but I feel it's my sense of duty.
Oh, well, it's a pleasure working alongside you, and hopefully our paths cross again shortly.
Oh, I'm sure they will. I was excited to, adventure with you guys, but maybe in time. But I'm needed. My services are needed right now, and I can't let them down.
Stay safe, Zalen.
Yeah. And if we can help you, or if you finish up, come on back.
Will do. And with that, a flutter of his hair, long flowing hair, and he seems kind of like a little razzled and confused because, he just got called to war. So he's, kind of thrilled and excited, but at the same time probably nervous. And with that, just when he thought he was making another life for himself, he's getting called back from his soldier past. And with that, he... Yep, go ahead.
I was going to say, make sure before he goes, I'll give him, a hearty handshake.
And he shakes it back. I'm just going to quickly check. He didn't have any of the group's loot from that last adventure, did he?
I don't think so. Oh, we have a cloak we haven't identified, or would we have had a chance to do that after? Or I think we mentioned out of game that we were going to wait till all the players are back, but might be best just to do it now.
Oh yeah, do it now when you get a chance.
Yeah.
But there's nobody in the party, I don't think, that can identify it, right? So
Could Johnny have done it?
Yeah, did he have identify?
let me have a look. That's a spell, right?
Yeah, is it one of his on the spell list? If not, then like we can try to see if we can find someone to identify it while we're here in the Merchant's Row.
No, it would be the spell. It's just called identify, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he does
Yeah.
not have it. No.
Okay, and you don't have that Jade because that is an artificer thing too,
Oh,
isn't it?
yeah, I do have it. Never mind. We're gonna.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember.
I can spend the spell slot.
Well, you can. Oh wait, you can you cast it as a ritual?
You can.
With your,
Well, I don't know if she can, but wizards can.
I don't have
Oh.
ritual caster, so I don't know if I have the focus to do it.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember.
I will say, Jade, you know from experience, just to give you the heads up, there is the place in town where you can get it identified. You just have to pay a small fee, or you can do it yourself and use the spell slot. That's up to you.
We'll see how the day goes. Cause
See what's more important. Do you need the spell slots or do you need the extra gold?
Because spell slots
Yeah,
are
kind of.
rare for level 3s.
yeah. So let's sit on that. We're out or around, so maybe we'll just pay a fee. Like we can all sort of chip in on that.
okay, I mean, yeah, we can pay to get someone to look at it magically.
Yeah, let's do that. You save your own resources.
Okay.
And out of character for my own notes, because you dropped a lot of big names when it came to Zalen. So,
Yeah.
what was the name of the Vanguard?
Oh, so the Pantera Vanguard is the name.
Pantera.
Yeah, I'll
Pantera.
No. So I'll put it in chat. So
Okay,
That's-
you dropped like 3 huge lore names in like a single sentence. Like, okay, I'm trying to jot all this down.
All right, so
Okay.
that right there is basically your military force. That's made up of humans, dwarves, elves, gnomes, halflings, like a lot of that. It's an alliance of like all those allied races that defend your allied land, right? Because the name of the area is Pantera Expanse, so they're the vanguard of it. So that's pretty much
Okay.
your military force. He's going to battle the Astraloon Alliance. Now, I don't know if you know anything about that. That's up to you if you want to roll your character. That would probably be...
I will. Okay, so what would we do? Like a history?
I think
Or
it's
what's
probably
the most
history.
appropriate? Okay.
I'd say it'd be history. No,
Just to see what
I'll
we
roll
got.
2.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to roll.
Anyone who wants to roll.
What are my skills? Give me a moment.
Oh no, it was so good, and then it wasn't.
History. Give me a moment. I hate how this shows up in the middle of my mouth. Nope. We know nothing. Well, maybe Jade. Jade might.
I haven't
you-
done my history yet. Hold on.
Can you
you
re-roll
never
that, Nick?
Oh, I can re-roll that. Thank you. I forgot.
I like how your halfling lucky makes your brain works better.
Yeah, but I have to take the new roll. So if it's a 1 again, then okay. Give me a moment. We do it. Thank you. I keep forgetting to have that halfling ability. Oh, that's a lot better. 18.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna say with only the 12s and 13s, all you know is they're a rival force to the north. So Finwick and Jade, all you know is that it's like a rival faction to the north, but you don't know much about it. Talbot with an 18, I'll give you that. You know that it's up north, more near like a northern wilderness area where it gets cold, and it's a coalition of the Wolfnar, which are like a Wolfen type race, they're like a wolf humanoid race, and the Erskkarn. I'll put both names in here, so you want to know spelling.
Which I'm hearing is a bear-like race.
Correct. So yeah, and you're not sure exactly, but you know they also ally with other races as well. But those are the 2 dominant ones as a part of that alliance. And with an 18, I'll also say you do know that they're more than likely battling over territory. So as the Pantera expands, like it starts to expand north, they're running into these other factions of like basically the natives of that area, right? In these forests, and the forest is pushing back.
Okay.
And I did mention Evercold Range, but that's just a region. That's like an area where, you know.
So
is it
for
ever
the-
cold? So like COLD?
Yes.
So
There you go.
Okay.
for the Pantera Alliance or whatever they're called, is that made up of all kinds of people, certain cities, factions?
Yes, it's like pretty
Races.
much. It's like it's made up of. Picture it as being like your country, and so it's that region that's made up. And in that like country, there are dwarves, elves, humans, you know, gnomes and halflings, and a couple other small various races, and they're all under that same Pantera Expanse banner.
Okay, I was just making sure it wasn't like all people like Zaylan, essentially.
No. This is like, you know, he's just
So
in that
the
world.
propaganda would probably tell us it's the civilized people versus the beastmen in the north.
Exactly. That's exactly.
That's what I'm getting here. The savages, the beastmen.
Well, for sure. If you got humans and elves going up, and there's like
Yeah.
giant werewolves and bear men that are fighting back in an Arctic region, yeah, of course. But that's what you know about it. Okay.
No. Okay.
Lore dump. Okay, so
Yeah, you were just spitting out names. I'm like, okay, I gotta get more information.
no, I like it. Okay. And so with that, you're going to head down through the streets again, right? Making your way towards the cauldron with Jade's guide and...
And just take a look. I guess asking Jade, like just with the top of the cloak, because we forgot about that to get it identified. Does she know? Or I guess asking character. It's like, so Jade, with the cloak, you mentioned we might be able to get that identified. Would that be here in Merchant's Row or somewhere else?
And I'll let this fill you in, Jade. You would know it as Enigma's Emporium, which is in this district you're in.
Yeah, it's here in this district. Enigma's Emporium, I think, does it. I haven't had much cause to have such an item before, but...
Yeah, well, we'll keep an eye out for that as well.
But I would say, based on your background, Jade, you might have met somebody who like looted or stole a magical item at some point and was like, "Oh, I gotta go get this identified." You know what I mean? Like, I gotta go find out what this is.
Yeah.
So you would probably know of it being from around here. So many screens open. It is redonkulous. Okay. All right. So you make your way to the Sage Bloom Cauldron. So, the exterior of this is strikingly different from the other buildings in the city. The entire shop is covered in thick, lush vegetation, with vines climbing the walls and flowering plants cascading from the eaves. Hanging from the windows are enchanted lanterns made from large pieces of pottery, and they're casting a soft greenish glow. And, yeah. Other than that, there's just a big slab of bark with the engraving that says Sage Bloom Cauldron on it.
Yeah, like looking over Finwick's like, I don't know if it's an apothecary or not, but if any place this city's going to have the information we need, it's going to be here. Come on. I'm just head inside.
I'll follow him, obviously.
All right.
All as well.
You notice I don't let Talbot out of my sight very often.
Well, that's the note for the others, especially, I guess. The other players. He seems to be very protective of Talbot. All right, stepping inside the shop. You're greeted with an interior that feels like stepping into a living forest. The walls are entirely covered in moss, vines, and hanging plants. The shelves are built from natural wood and stone and overflowing with colorful bottles and jars of potions that are each carefully labeled with handwritten descriptions. The floor is made of smooth flagstone with patches of grass that grow between the stones, giving an impression that the forest itself is creeping into the shop. And in the back of the store, you see a bubbling cauldron sits at the heart of the workshop, where there is a shopkeeper brewing some type of elixir. And there's a pleasant aroma, of course, of all the different pungent smells and herbs. So the person that you see is... Oh, what am I doing? Here we go. You all get that image?
Yeah.
Okay. So, let me just minimize this. So as you all step inside and you're hit with that aroma of this fascinating herbal shop, you see this elven character over by the cauldron in the back room, and you just hear him say, another one seeking the secrets of nature's gifts. What is it you want? Speak quickly.
Well, yes, right to the point. I'm looking for information on, it might go by a different name. It's known as a white spider lily. I heard they grow in these type of environments.
He puts
Do
down...
I know what that is?
He puts down his potion and just like turns his head and looks at you when you say that, with kind of like piercing into your soul. But Fancy. Well, you can roll on nature if you'd like.
Okay.
Oh.
Let's see. What do I want to tell you about it? With that, you know, it is a rare herb. You know it's found near water. Try not to give you too much with an 1819 because it's such a rare thing. It got a high DC. And they're used in very powerful concoctions, and they're highly valuable.
Have I seen one in person before?
No. I don't think you have spent a lot of time around water, right?
No, like maybe like some streams and rivers before we were
Yeah, so probably
told
not.
to go to the city. Okay. Very valuable. Okay.
Well, as you say that, he looks over at you as he's like staring right at you, Talbot. He says, "The white spider lily, you say? Rare indeed. I've heard whispers, but you won't find it so easily."
I wouldn't imagine so, but perhaps if you might have some information on where I might be able to seek more information on these?
Oh, certainly. Quite knowledgeable on this subject, but maybe you should purchase something first?
Oh, yes.
I will mention, you do have an unidentified potion that you weren't able to identify.
Oh, right. I forgot about that. Is that in my inventory or someone else's? Where's my character sheet? Oh?
You sell these supplies for healer kits?
The supplies for healer kits. What would be in a healer kit, would you guys say? Was that more nature or herbal, or is that more like medicine, like first aid kits?
I would put that more medicine first aid kits.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what I would say.
So he's like, no, I don't carry that. But I do have healing potions and antitoxins.
Okay. I don't think I have that unidentified potion. To someone else? I've got a healing potion, but I don't have an unidentified potion.
It's probably on Arkin. Let me see.
Oh, I don't have it either.
Maybe
I don't
Arkin has
have-
it.
If so, I'm
Healing
going to give it
potions.
off to you. Inventory.
I'm trying
No.
not to be actively not be the inventory person in this game.
Yeah, I know. You probably don't have any gold. I think I've got all my gold.
I got my starting gold of 17 in my pocket.
And
That's
you've
it.
given everything else.
Don't
to
forget
me.
to check your pouches up top. Remember your inventory?
I have. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Well, one
I
of
mean,
you
that's-
got it. So whoever wants to present it, I'm just looking through everybody's sheet here now, but I know you guys took it.
I have a potion of healing. but I've got nothing else here that's unidentified. I've got like some venoms and healing bog water and stuff like that, but I do not have mysterious potion or anything like that. But let's just say I have it if you said there's one there. And so like, oh yes, we do have this. Perhaps you can help us identify it. I'll hold up.
That's it, huh? Very well, let me see. Comes over, grabs it, pops the lid off, swirls it around, gives it a sniff. At least 5 gold, please.
Yes, of course. And without going into specifics, I'll probably top up some of my supplies narratively, so I'll probably pay an extra gold for that, just for random little knickknacks to sort of restock my basic alchemist supplies and herbalism kit, that sort of stuff.
Sure.
So I'll give him 6 gold for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So. All right. He says, it's quite the interesting one. May I ask where you found this?
I'm trying to remember the name of the island that we went to.
It actually doesn't have an official name.
Really? It wasn't called anything?
No, they just called it the Obsidian Isles, but
Okay, it must be called something. Okay.
No, it's just a bunch of like obsidian craters that stick up out of the water, and people just avoid them and don't go near them. So not everything is mapped in this world too, right?
Okay. Well, I mean, but I guess the people here would sort of know, because I mean, you could see it because we were able to see it from the docks, weren't we? So it's not. So people are aware. So I'll sort of mention.
No, you couldn't see it from the dock. You had to travel about 4 hours in boat, remember, to get.
Okay. I thought we were. Okay. Well, I will say, like, that's like, we found it, on the Obsidian Isles, a few hours offshore.
It's a peculiar place to be. Well, I don't know anything on those isles that would be able to create such a elixir, but so be it. Maybe someone else brought it there, washed ashore, maybe.
Well,
have you been to the isles?
Matter? How about you just identify it? That's what we're paying you to do.
He gives you a cold stare, just like in the image.
I stare coldly right back at him.
Yeah.
Well.
like, Fancy, don't fuck this up for me. I need to get information from him, and I don't have it yet.
All right, Fairy. This is an elixir of echoing voice. It will amplify the drinker's voice and make it quite easy for you to persuade, intimidate, or deceive somebody. It typically lasts for an hour.
That could be useful. Thank you.
I'm just going to put it in chat for right now because I don't actually have the item created because I think I
That's okay.
forgot to do it. But yeah.
Okay. I'm just sort of making a note.
You look around, you can also see other things for sale, and they're labeled in common. And you can also see potions of climbing, water breathing, fire resistance, greater healing, invisibility, and speed are on the shelves behind, and they're like labeled for sale. But heavy amounts of money, gold for those. So.
Are there any just the basic potions of healing?
Yeah, healing potions. Yeah, 50 gold a piece. They're there.
Yeah, it might be good to get, because I think in our party, if I'm correct, we probably only have the one now, because I think we used one.
I have one.
Oh, you have one? And I also have one. Is that the only ones? Does anyone else in our party still have any potions?
I have none.
I have none.
I'd like to buy a potion of healing, if that's all right. I take out 50 gold and I put it on the counter in a little pouch.
Yes. Not a problem. Takes your 50 gold, looks at it very closely to make sure it's real.
I raise a brow. See something amiss there?
Well, your type tend to be tricksters.
I'm sure there's other apothecaries in town. I'll just take my gold back. Thank you very much. I take my gold off the counter and I walk out.
Okay. You storm out. It's like he looks at the rest of you. And you ally yourself with that one. How do you put up with that attitude all day?
It's new.
Very good. So, yes, I guess technically you purchased something. Yeah, he's
Yes,
gonna be
and-
disappointed you only spent 5 gold, but
No, 6. But you know what? I'm actually going to buy a potion. So yeah, I'm going to buy that potion there.
of healing for
Fancy hat.
50
Yeah.
gold. Yeah. 50 gold.
So that's just the 50 gold you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's more like it. He takes it, goes over, and he's like, unlike the other abominations people make, mine will go down smooth, and it tastes like nothing you've ever had before. But as you want to know, the white spider lily, yes?
Yes. Any information you have.
My music stopped. I need to play it again. Here we go. Okay. The white spider lily. Well, it thrives in the coastal regions where the salt water and the sunlight meet in a delicate balance. It's not a simple herb to find. It needs a specific environment. One that's untouched by greed and the blight of over-harvesting. You don't understand the full nature of such a plant. The lilies are powerful, and when combined incorrectly, they could do more harm than good. But you would probably already know that, don't you?
I do. I've done my research. I just need to secure a sample.
So what's your plan? What do you need it for?
It's personal, but nothing dangerous.
Okay, well, word to the wise, combining these lilies, foolish, risky business. They may not interact with the way you think. Nature isn't some simple brew to be mixed at your will. If you push too far, the balance will break, and your creation might become a poison of its own.
I'm aware of the risks, but I thank you all the same.
Well, I suppose if you're insistent on going after a white spider lily, I might be able to guide you. But I won't go with you. The coast is quite treacherous, and even I'd rather avoid those salt-scorched lands unless I absolutely must. I know the areas you need to search. I tell you what, poked away in one of my books, I have a map to the location where you can find what you're looking for. I will give you this map. In exchange, I would like you to return to me at least 3 white spider lilies as payment. Do we have a deal?
I'm just trying
They
to think.
grow
Never-
in abundance.
Yeah, it's like depending on abundance. That's what I'm sort of thinking to myself because we're looking for a specific amount. But I will. Okay, so I promise you 3, unless they are rarer than we think. But I will give you at minimum a third of what I acquire. Is that sufficient?
Okay. He's
I'm
taking
gonna
a
do a
moment.
persuasion check.
Yes.
Just because if I only find 5 of these, I don't want to give him over half of what I find. That type of thing.
Yeah.
But I am promising that if I find a lot, he could get more than 3.
Give him a persuasion, yeah. Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah, that's all because I don't know how abundantly. I mean, now can I do an 8? Well, once again, I wouldn't know how often they would grow. We just know that they're rare. So let's just see here. My skills are here. It's persuasion. I'm not very persuasive, but I'm going to try it anyway. Oh, it's not too bad. 13. It's not the worst.
Well, I tell you what. I would like him at least 3, and for each one you bring less than 3, I would like 50 gold per lily you do not bring me. Therefore, the map would be costing 150 gold, or you bring me the 3 lilies.
I think that's quite fair.
Very well. Now, we'll take some time to find where I've stored this map. And you look to the back, and there's a huge book case there. He says, "Return to me early tomorrow morning, and I will give it to you." Should
Of course,
I find it?
and who do I have the pleasure of entering such an arrangement with?
Oh, or my man is Tavan Wildheart.
Can you put that in chat?
Sure.
I want to know who my nemesis
Doesn't he look like the emo boy?
Wildheart, break it. Racist elf vendor.
Doesn't he look like the guy from Game of Thrones, the boilish kid?
Joffrey?
Joffrey.
Joffrey.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And I say like a Talbot Underfoot. And to our newfound partnership.
Partnership, right? Yes. Well, if this pans out, maybe I'll have more work for you in the future.
Well, until tomorrow.
Very good.
What was the name of his shop?
Sage Bloom Cauldron.
Sorry, Sage Bloom Cauldron?
Yep. Is
Okay,
my
thank
Newfie
you.
accent too thick?
No, Cameron is there with the dog, so there's a little bit of noise. Sorry. Your goofy accent. Okay, thank you.
All right.
Just write down the deal here. Might need to come back to it later on. But yeah, no, so that's all I need to do so we can move on to the next one. And it'll sort of like go finish. Like, oh, like that went better than I expected. Huh.
So you're all standing outside while Fancy is pissed off.
Is Fancy just there? What is Fancy doing when we come out?
She's just there leaning with her arms crossed against the side of the building, just waiting for you guys to come out.
Okay. When we come out, like, yeah, sorry about that in there, Fancy, but if you still need that potion, I managed to get this.
She shakes her head. It's all right. Hold on, it's an accent. Frank. Okay.
All right. You got this.
I just hope I didn't botch anything for you in there.
No, not at all. It's fine, but I said it's here. I mean, if you don't need it, Jade, I remember you had to use yours on Ark and on the Isle, so you can take this.
I'll hang on to it. Whoever needs it first can have it.
Fair enough. Okay, so I'll give her the potion I just purchased.
Okay. So, as you're gathered there and you're handing that potion off, something is about to happen. Just loading up my thing. Here it is. Did you get this image?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, as you're all gathered outside there, you all hear a voice from behind. You have some nerve wearing that robe in public. And he's like staring directly at Finwick.
I'll just turn, face him. You seem upset.
Upset. You could say that. Anger, more like it. My brother Richmond, he was dying, but not fast enough for your kind, was he? Your order gave him one of those painless deaths. He wasn't ready. You stole his last moments from him. You should get out of my sight before I make you regret it.
I assure you those requests are simply requests that we offer anyone.
Well, my brother wasn't yours to take. I had a cure. I had a way to save him. But your order took that from me.
Our order does not kidnap people. We simply help those who wish to pass painlessly.
You just don't understand. I spent everything I had, every last coin, every favor I could call in, because I believed he still had a chance. But then you all just took him in and did away with him.
Service we would provide anyone if they simply ask.
Tell me, Do you ever think about the lives you take? You know, are they just like names on your list? Or another quiet body to add to your monastery's tally?
I think of all the names. Think of them daily, nightly, all the time. They never leave my thoughts.
Well, he was my family. Mine, not yours. But you decided his fate for him, didn't you? Like you have the right.
No, if he came to us, he decided his own fate. Like all free choice individuals.
But did you do it? Were you there when you ended his life? Did you look him in the eyes and tell him that it was for his own good?
You, sir, have not told me who it is.
Richmond. My brother Richmond Rockwell.
Richmond Rockwell. Do I know a Richmond Rockwell?
Do you want to have known him? I'll leave that up to you.
How many years ago would this have been?
This would have been recent.
No, I wouldn't have been. Me and Talbot have been traveling for about 15 years.
Never mind. Okay. Yeah, I know you wouldn't know. You weren't there. Oh yeah, I forgot that detail.
No, I'm sorry. I never knew him.
Well, I will never forgive your people for what you did. And if I ever get the chance to make
forgiveness
things
is-
right. What? What?
Your forgiveness is not required.
Well, if I ever get the chance to make things right and to bring your order to ruin, I will.
You have your chance now.
Okay. Just roll an intimidation for me, just to see how. I want to know how intimidating you are of a person right now, to see whether what you might do about it.
Why?
I'm not trying to be intimidating, to be fair. I'm just...
I know. I just wanted to know, like, based on the stuff you're saying, and you see him. He clenches his fist, and he walks up to you, to the point where your noses are almost touching, and he's staring you in his eyes. Do you do anything after a moment passes, or you wait to see
No, I
what he
stay
does?
perfectly calm. And I wait.
All right. About an awkward 15 seconds goes by. And then he stands back and he's just like, "Watch your back." And he shoves you with his shoulder as he walks past.
That's fine. I allow it.
And he continues on, glancing over his shoulder once he gets about 10 feet away. Make sure you're not following him, but then otherwise he just continues. Just to make sure you're not going to jump him from behind or something, you know. But otherwise he just continues on into the crowd.
Yeah, just give me one moment. I want to check. I think there's something I want to do before he leaves.
Okay.
Yeah, I just need to check to make sure this works how I think it works. Give me one moment.
And Finwick through that was like as calm as Steve was, like just no real reaction one way or another.
None. Absolutely. Very neutral. Very calm.
Yeah, so just one
Very
thing.
monk-esque. You know, very Shaolin monk type deal.
Okay.
Sorry. I think there's something I have here. I just want to make sure it works the way I remember. There we go.
Is it cast fireball? It's cast fireball.
No. But it is Hunter's Mark.
Oh.
So, just like before when I did it, I'm going to, like, as the man sort of turns around, I'm going to take out, like, a small, like, sutured, like, acorn and sort of, like, crush it under my nostrils and just inhale and just sort of, like, focus on that man. Not necessarily to, like, do anything retaliatory, but at least for the next hour, I have advantage to find him or keep an eye out for him specifically. So if he does try anything within that time frame.
So that kind of
At the
works.
same
like- Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, while you're doing that, and after I know what you're doing, I just
Yeah.
put my hand on your shoulder and say, "Brother, those who are around death mourn differently. It's not his fault."
I understand. However, he did threaten you, so at least while we're here, I want to make sure he doesn't do something he quickly regrets.
You know as well as I do, his threat is meaningless.
I know. Better safe than sorry, though.
Of course, brother.
Of course.
And so that hunter's mark, that essentially works like in your head you have a compass, so you could know the direction he is. Is that how it works?
Yeah. So how it is, I had to just double check it wasn't any different in this edition or whatnot. So yeah, effectively for the next hour, if I do use higher spell slots, it lasts longer, but I only have first levels. In addition to the damage boost, I have advantage on any perception or survival checks made to find who I have targeted. So if I need to look for him, or if I need to keep an eye out for him, like if he tries to get over the next hour, I'll have advantage on it. That's
cool.
all.
So it's just like, oh, he's 500 feet to the west. It's not like, oh, he's over at the mall shopping. You know. It's like...
Yeah. Now I don't know exactly where he is. It's just that it's easier for me to find him.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
all. So if I did need to track him, that feature is more important at higher levels because I could eventually have it on him for up to like 24 hours, so I could find him easily. But this is only an hour.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
But
yeah. And I don't need to use a spell slot for that. I'll use one of my non-spell slot ones for it. I'm not sure if the spot can check it off, but yeah.
All right. With that, is there anywhere else you plan to travel? I'll just start naming some places. I mean, it's up to you. You can pass time, or you can explore more. But looking at that list there, where's it to? If there's other things you want to buy, there's all the different places you can go throughout the Merchant's Row. Everything from tattoos.
Where would I find a healer's kit? Who sells that? Would it just be a general store or a specialized, hospital shop? I don't know.
You can probably just pick them up pretty much anywhere, like even in the main market square or something like that. It's a lot, yeah. How much?
And we were looking to identify the cloak as well while we're here in this place.
Right, that's the next thing you're going to do, right? That's what it was.
Yes.
I'm at tools, looking for healer's kit, disguise kit, herbalism kit. Trying to find a price for you.
Oh, I found it. A healer's kit is 5 gold.
That's it?
Yeah, it's on 225.
All right, well, there you go. You can just drop 5 gold if you want to say you pick one up as you're passing by.
I was just going to get one reef. I was going to bargain to get one filled, basically, because I don't need a full healer's kit. I need 4 uses of a healer's kit.
Roll your persuasion as you barter with a street merchant who has random wares.
Okay, perfect. First switch here. Normal.
That's pretty bad. So, he says,
Could I have helped him?
how are you going to help? Just by trying to add in?
Yeah, so let me see here, because I'm not very persuasive as well, but... I'll say something along the lines. This might not do any good or harm, but it's like, just sort of mention, my brother here, he works with a monastery healing the sick and injured. I mean, we wouldn't want any lives, to go untended simply because you refuse to fulfill, his supplies.
Okay.
It's not supposed to come across very confident. It's just something he adds.
Or you can roll again, because it's the same as advantage, so you can roll again, Finwick. So, this looks at you both with a blank expression. It's just like, 4 gold.
I'll give him 4 gold.
Just like not impressed at all with both your bantering and trying to persuade him down. Why don't we need half a kit? And he's just like, no.
I'm just going to top up my kit then.
Sure. Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Okay, so I've got that done.
Okay, I believe you guys were then heading to the Enigma's Emporium because you want to identify your cloak, right?
Yeah.
Fair to say?
Sure.
Okay. So as you make your way there, the exterior of this place is an enigmatic structure with an ancient and ornate stone facade it's covered in intricate runes and arcane symbols. The building entrance is a door with no visible handle or keyhole. Above the door, an elaborate arcane symbol seems to shift and change, its design continually evolving as if alive. The symbol also takes on that of what looks like an eyeball, but it's also very more like runic, like it's got little, details on the ends and stuff like that. It looks a lot like an eyeball, and as you approach, you see the eye twitch, and it's watching you as you approach. And again, in front of you, there's a door, but no handle or keyhole. So, what do you do?
I'll just look at Jade. How does this work?
Oh.
Now, Jade,
Sort of
have
look
you ever went in here, would you say?
I don't think so. I don't think Arkin and I had the money to be around here much.
Probably not.
I think I'm just gonna walk up to the door and be like, "We seek your services, please."
The eye quickly flicks to all of you. Do any of you... Well, I know, I guess I can know the answer to this. But I'll just ask it anyways. Do any of you have any ill intent for this shop or plan to steal anything?
No.
No?
Okay.
I generally have no intent to do anything.
I didn't think... That's true. It just looks at you all as if analyzing you all, and then the door just fades away and becomes mist. And then the eye just blinks, and then just looks forward. It's not looking at you anymore.
Curious.
Neat trick.
You're walking through the mist.
I am.
Yes.
I'm very
Yeah.
interested.
Okay.
Yep.
Upon entering, you are greeted by a spacious, dimly lit interior filled with shelves and display cases brimming with magical items. The space is organized into various sections, each dedicated to different types of magic curiosities, trinkets, cloaks, staffs, wands. And the room is filled with a soft hum of magical energy and the occasional twinkling of enchanted objects. You do see this person who quickly approaches you as you enter. With a quick hop and a step, hops up. Oh, hello, hello, hello. What brings you all to my famous emporium?
We're hoping for some help with figuring out what this item is.
Oh, what is it? By the way, I'm going to point out your cloak. I never described it to you before, but I'm going to share an image of it with you, okay? Because before I just said mysterious cloak and left it at that. So,
Let's see if I can figure out what it is from the image.
oh, okay. Yeah, you're going to be like, what? Okay, here.
Oh. That's not creepy.
Oh.
Oh, that's like, yeah.
All right.
Who's been carrying this?
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Someone
this
willingly
looks
touched this?
extremely cursed.
Oh my god.
No, it was all rolled up, and then you unroll
I
it
know,
now,
I
and it's
know.
like, what?
Like, no man, that's staying right where it's due.
Does it have that like skull mask as part of it, like a hood or something?
Yep.
Oh.
Okay, just give me a quick sec. I'm trying to find the
Like
item.
I feel like, is this the thing that was killing everyone who entered the treasure chamber? Is this the source of that magic? Because it looks like it.
Okay, so he looks at you.
This place just fills with the green mist that was killing everything.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
that's where it came
killing
from.
everyone. I know.
So you unravel this cloak, and now you see this disturbing face, and the face is like skeletal, but with a big grin. And it's like kind of like the cloak becomes a part of that. And when you lay it out, lay it on the counter, it's like you just see the faintest little bit of smoke coming off of it. And he says, "Oh, quite a curious item. Yes, it is. Let me see. I'll definitely check it out for you for, shall we say 7 gold, 5 gold? How much gold got?"
5?
Because
Five?
Arkin is with us right now?
No, he's sleeping. He's back at the...
Okay, I couldn't remember what we were saying. Okay, so it's the 4 of us there. Yeah, so we'll chip in the gold, and so we put 1 gold in each, and I can do the extra.
Okay. He takes a... Curious. Give me a brief moment. Let me see. Yeah, and he takes out a little wand that he has underneath the counter and waves it around, Harry Potter style, and zaps the cloak, and then goes, "Ooh, wow, this must have been used by some shady character. Oh, this is definitely for a rogue or a thief or somebody who wants to do bad things." Quite dramatic in appearance as well, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, definitely. Very striking. So what does it do?
Oh, yes, that's what you paid me for. Well, let's see. This, I would call this the Cloak of Laughing Smog. And what it does, let's see. Do I want to read it description-wise, or do I narratively tell you?
Yeah, well, you can do both. I mean,
Okay, yeah,
normally what I did, I just had a character describe it, and then I'd share the item description to whoever identified it.
Yeah, so he just says, all right, the first feature that it has is it can create a smoky blur. As long as you move with this on, and it only works once every couple hours, i.e. short rest. But as long as you move with it, anyone who's trying to strike at you, it'll be quite more difficult, at least for a few seconds. So at a character, when you move at least 10 feet on your turn, attack rolls against you have disadvantage until the start of your next turn. It can only be used once per short rest. Smoky blur comes around you as you move, and it makes it hard to hit you. Second thing, I would describe this as a phantom giggle. This can cause an illusionary whisper or eerie laughter to sound to any point nearby. And you can use this as many times as you like. So as a bonus action, you can cause an illusionary whisper or eerie laughter to sound from any point within 30 feet and use it at will. And then he says, it also has... Oh, definitely tricksters use this to escape. I'd say about once per day. If you ever find yourself restrained or grappled, you could use this and it will make you turn into a puff of smoke and appear somewhere else nearby. So once per long rest, when you're restrained or grappled, you can use a reaction to teleport up to 15 feet away in a puff of smoke. That's what it does.
Some nice abilities.
So as you can see, I bet some kind of trickster. I can just picture a rogue now trying to sneak into the castle with this. He uses the giggle to distract the guards. He rushes with the blur so people can't hit him with their arrows. And then, if they do manage to tackle him or hold him down or restrain him with some shackles, and then poof, he's out.
That is an excellent way of how to use that. Good thinking.
Oh, yes. Creepy AF, though. As he hands it over to you.
Yeah. Aesthetic could use some work, but seems quite practical.
So, question is, who's going to take it, use it, or are you going to sell it? Kind of too cool to sell, if you ask me, but
Yeah, I think someone should use it. I could see a few people. I mean, even though, he's mentioned Rogue, I can see a lot of people getting the benefit of it. What do you think?
Jade wouldn't want it, so...
Well, it could work for you, and plus you got hit a lot, so at least if, I'm just trying to think if you're moving a lot, so, I'm thinking, it could work well for you, but once again, I don't know if you're going to be changing how you fight, out of game, in terms of with your subclass and that. I can see it working good for Finwick as well, if he's moving around a lot.
Yeah.
Matches his aesthetic a bit. Yeah.
My aesthetic is a bit creep show sometimes.
Yeah, so for now, I think I'm just good. Yeah. So I think I'm good with that, with the Finwick taking it.
No complaints, Fancy? It can go to the monk of... Oh. I guess you're muted. It's fine. I'm dragging it over 'tis on your sheet in your inventory now. You will see the Cloak of Laughing Smog, Finwick.
The cloak of laughing smog.
Real quick, what do you guys think? Because I'm creating all my magic items. I was reading a guide today on when you should make an item attuned or not attuned, and mostly what the guide says is if it's something that will impact combat, usually it requires attunement, and if it's some out of combat stuff, you don't really have to make it require attunement. Some item like that, would you think it should require attunement or not?
This,
yes.
This I would say attunement. And I mean, the rules you said are sort of fairly general. I mean, there's some circumstances I know offhand that it would or wouldn't require attunement, but for how you've described this, I would say yes.
It does have combat capabilities with grappled and a disadvantage on attacks, so those two things are kind of why I think it should be attuned.
Yeah, I think mostly why I would say it has attunement is it has specific abilities that are only good on once per long rest, once per short rest, and that. So if you didn't, otherwise you could pass it around and everyone get the benefit without a short rest. So because of that alone, I would say because a +1 sword can be used in combat, but it doesn't require attunement. Some weapons don't necessarily require it, even if they do a little bit extra damage. But this, with the abilities, I would definitely say attunement.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Requires attunement. Well, very well. Do you have lots of more gold to spend? Do you want to look at some magical items, or do you have anything else to identify, or are you going now?
You don't carry any healing potions.
Oh, I don't deal with potions. No, that
I didn't think so, but thank you.
That rude, arrogant, snobbish elf does across the way.
No, I won't be giving any of my gold to him, unfortunately, for him.
Oh, yes.
Do you know of any other places around Silverstone?
Well, you occasionally can buy them in batch. If they're up for sale on the auction house, you can get a good price, too, if you win it, if you bid on it. Otherwise, the general market place, occasionally you can find some. They tend to be usually slightly higher priced than what you'd find over at the other shop from the elf, but because they tend to mark it up in the marketplace, they expect you to barter and lower it. Other than that, there's a chance. I don't know exactly where, but I heard there's a place in Gutter's End district that a lot more of the shady people do go to for when they're requiring healing. I don't know if that area would have it. I just don't know. I just heard things.
No, it's quite all right. I'll probably try the general market. Thank you so much. I don't recall getting your name.
My name. I just closed my thing. Give me 1 second.
What is my name again?
I had a different screen open. You're in the Emporium now? Yes, you're yeah. So he's like, yes, my name is Thistle Wandspring.
Thistle Wandspring.
Yes.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Thistle. My name's Fancy.
Oh my, yes, you are fancy indeed. Why do you look so familiar?
Oh, you've probably seen my face on some posters around town. Came in with the circus. I had a sword dancing act. I'll be retiring from it.
Do love a good circus.
If
Final
you'd
performance is tonight.
Yeah, you're more than welcome. If you want, just when you arrive to the gate, just tell them Fancy sent you. They'll let you on in.
Oh, golly gee. Okay, well, yes, I will try to get myself there. That sounds fantastic.
All right, I'll leave your description with the tollman, so he'll know that you're coming. And if you don't, that's all right.
Oh, well, I will do my best. I'm a busy man. I've got a lot of places to be, but I will do my best, because I do love
Of course.
a good circus. Anything else, people? He looks around to all of you.
I am good.
I am broke.
Can't interest you in a amulet of flickering flame for 650 gold coins?
Yeah.
I will save up for that.
Yeah. But maybe you know of some way we could earn some coin, maybe to afford some of your more elaborate items here in the future.
No, not at all.
Well, it was worth a shot asking.
Very well. Toodaloo. He's like, he just turns and walks away. And by the way, you look around in here. Like I said, there's magic items everywhere.
Yeah.
You don't see any reason why you just couldn't grab a $1,000 wand off the shelf and steal it. But and he just turns his back and goes on.
Yeah.
Hops around.
Our intent changes.
Our intent changes while we're in there.
Do it and find out. Does your intent change? That's the question. All right. So you're all leaving here, I assume, are you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
And
As you all step out onto the street, and I guess you're trying to decide. I'll let you first decide what you're doing next before I say what I was going to say. Is there anywhere else? Anywhere else you want to go, or do we can always time jump to tonight to the circus thing, or you can keep exploring. That's what I'm saying. So there's a lot of things in the entertainment district if you want to do that, or you can go spend more money and get some tattoos. You know, like whatever. There's all kinds of stuff. Just
I like to swing by the general market to price out the healing potions.
Okay. That is known as the Grand Exchange. Are you going to go there?
Sure.
Okay. So you head to the Grand Exchange. Now, this marketplace sprawls across several city blocks, featuring large, colorful banners that flutter in the breeze. And the entrances have grand archways adorned with intricate carvings and merchant symbols that emblem the Hawker Logistics Guild. And other than that, inside the interior is a maze of winding stalls and shops, each offering a different variety of goods, from exotic spices to some magical items. And it's designed to accommodate high foot traffic, and there's large aisles going everywhere. So other than that, would you like me to name a bunch of different various trinkets you see along the way? But in particular, you were looking for what? Healing potions?
Yeah, just basic healing potions.
Okay.
But if there's anything, sure, you can list up any trinkets.
This would probably be investigation to search around to find it.
Okay.
In a giant marketplace filled with chaos and tons of wares. Anyone else can assist if they want. One of you can. We'll say that you all are. So roll a game with advantage because you're all probably trying to help her find a place for a healing potion.
Yeah.
So you're all keeping an eye out with her. It is a party of 4 people. So roll again, Fancy.
Oh, okay.
Just you got advantage because your party is helping you. You got 3 or 4 more sets of eyes helping. So
17.
with that, I'll name a few things you find before you find this.
Okay.
Let's see. You find people are selling, like, one shop sells traveler spice kits. And they're screaming at you, hey, spice up your meals. Good for 10 meals. Make them taste much better. And next one is like, a songbird cage. A beautifully crafted cage containing a songbird who's singing and chirping beautiful songs.
Fancy looks sad, staring at it, just like for a brief moment, and then moves on.
Hey, Fairy, you want this bird? Come get a bird, Fairy. 25
Shaking
gold.
horse. Keeps walking.
That'll sing to you. Sing you to sleep.
You sound like Beetlejuice. Keep going.
Beetlejuice. Yep. Yeah, that's pretty much it, yeah. I just grabbed a random voice. It was just like, whatever. One person's like, did you see an elven, pair of elven ladies over there? They're selling preserved elven bread.
They also sound like Beetlejuice.
Get your own bread.
Good oven bread.
Lasts for a month. Come on over.
I want to go over. How much are they selling the elven bread for?
1 gold per loaf. A dense loaf that remains fresh for up to 1 month.
I'm going to buy 2 loaves.
2 gold, and you got 2 preserved elven bread loaves.
Okay.
I'll name a couple more things before we move on. Let's see. Oh, a breathable silk scarf. A lightweight silk scarf that stays cool even in hot weather.
Nope.
Okay. You see one selling a bunch of books, and one is a dwarven stonemason guide, a thick book detailing techniques for working with stone.
Nope.
Random shit all over the place. I could keep going, but at this point, you find a healing potion.
Yeah. Now, yeah, you do your thing, but one thing I just sort of noticed here, Eddie, one of the new things, I can't do it immediately, because it requires a few days, but I think I can start making healing potions, but they take 5 days to do one. But it'll only be like half the price of materials, so pretty much, yeah, it's one of the new rules with the 2024, I just had to look it up.
Nice. All right, so you just got to buy some supplies, do you, from the herb shop, and then...
Yeah, like, so effectively, like, pretty much I can use either my alchemist supplies or herbalism kit, I have both, to make a potion, and it can be any potion that's common variety, and it takes me 5 days of work, or no, sorry, it's half the time, so it'll only be, like, 2 or 3 days, and 25 gold to make a common potion.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
So... I'll just keep that in mind going forward. So
So
I'll let Fancy know I might be able to help her out going forward, but she can get her first potion here.
Hey, you lady over there. Want some potions? You look like you need some potions.
Well, I do. I'm in the market for...
Got this potion here that turns you into a frog.
No, just... wait, now what?
That's
you say
right.
a frog?
That's right. You drink it, you turn into a frog.
What is the...
But the cool thing is you can still talk as a frog.
What does the creature that's talking look like?
It is a gnome with a... but it looks like his throat got ran over by a wagon wheel. It's like he got clearly throat damage.
Are you all right?
Yes, I'm fine, dude. What do you want? Do you want to buy? What kind of potions do you want?
Well, I'm sorry. I'm just looking for, just basic healing potions.
Oh, yeah, boring all healing potions.
I'm real
Boring
sorry.
all. Hey, as long as you got the gold. All right, 65 gold.
All right. I give him 65 gold.
Why?
Persuasion?
Actually, no. I'm gonna say, do you recognize my face? And I kind of like pose how I pose in the posters around town.
Okay. What skill check could this be? Performance, persuasion, as you're trying to like
holding myself still, like I am in the picture.
Persuasion.
Does this profile look familiar?
I know it's persuasion to convince him to lower the price, but yeah. Okay.
Or performance. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want.
Well, since this is based on your performance, just give me a performance check. I just wanted to see if this guy has recognized you and will actually know who you are. So it's basically more like there you go.
Oh,
so he's
wow.
like, it's not so much how you're performing, it's just he hasn't watched your performance is what I was basing that off of. So he's just like, what? No, I don't know who you are, whatever.
Well, it was worth a try.
Am I supposed to know you?
Go.
Do you know me?
Well,
Do you know me?
Well, no, I don't know. I'm new in town. I'm traveling with the circus. My name's Fancy. I'm a sword dancer. Still not.
65 gold.
Okay, I give him 65 gold.
You can still try to haggle.
Then I haggled and I
No,
bombed.
you're trying to get him to recognize you. That's not haggling.
He's not recognizing me.
But you can try to haggle with persuasion. If you'd like.
Okay.
Flirt with him.
Yeah.
Okay, I will try to haggle.
But
See if I can get 'em
I will
in.
let you know in advance. People in the marketplace, these are like the people whose livelihood depends on it, so they're tough. You guys ever go through a real life marketplace? Yeah.
Avoid them like the plague.
Okay.
Yeah.
65 gold is awfully steep, and I'm just starting out. So, you think you could, lower it a little bit, and I'll probably come back, because if you give me a good deal,
Dice
and I
roll.
got friends.
Roll the dice. Let's see.
Get him into the circus.
Oh man. Okay, hold on.
Do you want these
I
tickets to
gotta
the circus?
You wanted me to roll persuasion?
Yeah.
Damn, my rolls.
Why are there such bad rolls tonight?
Because I am not in the GM seat. This is why. All right, it's
Well,
okay.
here's the thing. 60 gold, and we go on a date.
And his eyebrows go up real high.
I'm really sorry to have to do this to you. It's kind of, I'm seeing someone.
65 gold!
Yeah, okay. You got it. I'm giving him the 65 gold. I've had enough.
I'm just going to look at Talbot. And this seems very embarrassing for her. Am I right? I don't pick up on these things very well.
No, you've got that down to a T, brother. This is hard to watch.
Okay.
She hands over the gold. Thank you, kind sir. Take one healing potion.
He takes it, and he doesn't look too offended. Looks like he probably hits on a lot of people and gets rejected. He didn't take it too personally. But he takes the money, puts it in a box underneath the desk, and looks back up.
So,
I have a potion of light eyes. You drink it, your eyes light up.
No, I'm good. That's all I really wanted today. Thank you very much. So,
Light eyes.
okay, we're gonna leave now. Goodbye. I just leave.
so just giving the potion a look, does it look like the potion is even legit? Like, do you want me to make a check for that?
Yeah, make a check as you look it over. It's
What'd be
definitely
appropriate?
not to the high standards of the other one you bought from the high-end shop.
Can I roll my alchemist supplies? Like
Sure.
that tool proficiency? Okay, I was just trying, that seems the closest. I'll just do a normal check.
With that, you can tell it is a functioning healing potion.
Okay.
However, it will probably taste pretty awful.
Okay.
And the vial is not really clean. It got a lot of like greasy little fingers on the outside.
Yeah.
But,
Okay.
Stop.
Yeah, but as long as it's functional and she wasn't swindled.
sorry, Mel. Sorry. That's what you get for going to the marketplace to buy healing potions.
You should have dealt with the racist elf.
That's it.
I have my pride, sir.
So, other than that, I guess you guys conclude at the that place. Now, as you're walking through these busy marketplace crowds, I'm going to share an image with only I'll share it with everyone, but technically only Mel is going to see it. Okay? 'Cause,
Okay.
it's more fun when I do that to everyone.
Is it because of perception or something else?
No, it's not for perception.
Okay.
Here it
It's
is.
Beetlejuice.
In my head, it's the same guy, but every time you look, he's wearing a wig and he's in another booth. And he's over here and he's selling this, and atop that is another booth. And it's just the Beetlejuice doing all of the things. And that makes me happy. So that's how I'm pitching this entire market, except for the frog guy that sold you the potion.
Yeah, it's just one guy.
Oh, man. Okay. So, as you're going through the crowd, now, I will point out, Finwick, are you wearing that cloak? The new cloak? Do you
It
have
depends if we had a short rest to attune to it between now and then.
No, you didn't have a short rest, but are you currently wearing it?
No.
Okay, so it's just in your bag or something, is it?
It's in my bag until I can attune to it, yeah.
Okay. It's fine. So it's in your backpack. So, as you're all walking, none of you see this except for Fancy. Fancy, you see a line of smoke trailing out of his backpack from where he put that cloak. And you see a face emerge from the smoke. And you just hear this voice. It is a familiar voice that you've heard many times before. Say, "Oh, my dear Fancy. Why? Why are you doing what you're doing?"
It's a familiar voice?
Yes, you know it as your patron.
Okay. That's why I was... Okay.
The face is different. You've never seen this face before, but the voice is one you're familiar with. Why do you prioritize the dancing and the singing more than your faith in me? Is that the path that you plan to take?
She lowers her voice. Because it's what makes me happy. I'm sorry you disapprove. What do you want?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I do like how beautiful it is when you perform. Stunning, really. But I just hope you don't leave me behind.
Well, I don't think I could ever leave you behind.
There will come a day when you will have to face a choice. Maybe many choices. You can remain as you are, or you could become something more. I just hope that you don't disappoint me.
I don't want to disappoint you. I'll think on it.
Very well, very well. Stunning as always, child, stunning. And the face just disappears back into the smoke.
Okay.
Now, the thing is, the rest of you heard her talking aloud. But you're not sure to what.
But I was trying to keep my voice lowered, but like whispered, but they still heard me.
Well, yeah, like you can whispered, like you just let me know, like if you guys are traveling, the marketplace is loud and bustling. So I don't know. I might only just have to give it to somebody with a high passive perception, or you can just roll.
I would like, because I know that they're around and I don't want them to think I'm crazy. But like,
you are speaking to my knapsack as well.
So I'll say
I would try, and I was also a little bit startled and to see him here. So I'm like, I would try to keep my voice whispered. But yeah, I'm okay to roll.
No, I'm going to get everyone else to roll their perceptions.
Okay.
Finwick, I'll give Finwick advantage because it's his backpack.
Great.
It's going to be a decently high DC.
Ooh.
Because it's a loud marketplace.
Yeah.
How high is that DC?
Yeah, how high?
Look at you smug bastards.
I know.
Yeah, I just rolled like
roll?
multiple very lows for a single thing, so I'm very...
Well, the 20 will definitely do it. I don't know if
Yeah.
Jade wants to roll or not, but otherwise, Jade, you could roll to see if you heard this.
Okay.
Because you're with the crowd. But yeah, DC, I was thinking around 18 to 20-ish.
Yeah, that's fair.
Because the marketplace is extremely loud. Like every vendor shouting, shouting for their wares and stuff, right? All right. Well, Finwick and Talbot, you both noticed that whatever reason she was kind of glancing and looking towards behind Finwick, and just had those few little bits of conversation. A little bit odd. Up to you if you want to call her out on it or not. Or do you move along?
I'm just going to kind of look back at her and You're being strange today. And then I'm going to go back to what I was doing.
Damn it. She kind of curses under her breath.
I heard that.
Of course you did.
It's okay. We all have our little oddities.
Yes. Oddities.
She looks to Jade.
Jade's oblivious to what's happening.
Jade like walks over and is like, did you see that they've got like 40 different kinds of cookies over there?
No. I must have missed that. Do they have any double? Here, let's go on over. Let's have a look.
I didn't know there were 40 kinds of cookies.
I didn't either.
Oh man, immediately go over and hopefully get distracted by cookies.
Fair enough. Up to you if you buy them, you know. They're
I'll buy a dozen.
They're a copper a piece per biscuit.
I'll buy a dozen assorted.
All right. Well,
And
for
I'll
a dozen,
give-
it's only 1 silver. They'll give you 2
All
for
right,
free
and-
if you buy it.
All right. Well, I'll give. Hold on now. There's 5. Yeah. Okay. I'll take 1, and then I'll give each of the party members a cookie each.
You get
What
one,
of their choice?
1 Oreo, 1 Chips Ahoy, 1 Fudgio.
So, 1 gold, which means I have.
No, it was 1 silver, not 1 gold.
No, what I did was I took 1 gold out because I have no silver, and then I put 9. So I took 1 gold out, and then put 9 silver. Make sense?
Sure. It's your money. I'm not keeping track of it.
I was like, unless I have to go to the bank and change it up.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. As long as you got the
Okay.
currency, it's fine. I'm not going to make you go to the bank and be like, change it up. However, maybe with like big platinum pieces, if you're trying to pay platinum for a copper cookie, that's a bit different. But but otherwise, all right. Anywhere else you'd like to visit, or do we time jump to the evening? It's completely up to you guys.
Jade might try and sneak off, but
Yeah, all right.
I-
Yeah, you want to sneak off, right? Cool.
yeah, but not like it's not sneaky enough that they couldn't follow me if they wanted to.
Yes. You're literally gonna walk off, or are you just gonna walk off without saying anything? Is that the plan, or
I think it's a poor attempt at stealth.
as in you want to roll?
Like I
stealth
choose
or
to
no?
fail.
Oh, you choose to fail stealth. Okay. Okay. Well, if that's the case, after you're done with the cookies and you're making your way through the crowd, just taking it all in, you do happen to see Jade is like separating from the party and just going off on her own. And like getting out of sight very soon, unless you pursue, right? Because of
I guess we'll meet up later. Fancy calls after her.
shouting across the marketplace. Get your hammers here! Got your hammer! You look like you need a hammer there, fella.
Does Fancy, or no, sorry, that's me. Does Jade looks like she hear me or no? Marketplace is too loud.
Did we have a generally agreed upon meetup for later?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, just to sort of base on if I try to pursue.
You all know
We have
that-
been walking the market for a while. I'm just wondering if that's something we throw in there that we did.
You do all
We
know what
could've.
time the shop is, or sorry, her performance is at the circus. You do know that, so you at least have that. But I don't think you discussed anything else. It was more like a group going around, so.
Probably try to follow her then, just...
Yeah.
Yeah, just because we don't know where she's actually going. And she hasn't told us that she'll meet up with us later, so...
Well, I did call out to her and I said, "Are you going to meet up with us later?" And I was just waiting to see if she acknowledged that or.
I don't know if I heard you.
Okay.
I can do a perception check.
Sure, go for it if you'd like. If you'd like to leave it up to the dice to see
Yeah.
if you heard. It is loud. Somebody's shouting to buy a hammer in the ear, so no, you didn't hear it.
She didn't hear me. I think we should follow her.
Yeah, just to at least, like, if she has her own thing to do, that's fine, but at least to see if we're meeting up together later on.
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, Jade, where do you secretly go while being followed by your teammates?
I am secretly heading to the graveyard.
Okay.
Sorry
Okay.
if you hear Luna screaming.
No, that's fine.
That's okay.
So, with that, you got to walk through a few districts, so it's quite a bit of walk because it's in the outer ward, which is basically means on the outskirts of the city main walls. So you got to leave the gates, walk out through the gates of the city, and so you're outside of the city walls, and so that must be a little bit weird for those who are following. But
Yeah, so I know.
but then, you turn to the right, you walk the beaten path, which eventually leads over towards Songstone Rest. So, the entrance to Songstone Rest is marked by elegant wrought iron gates, winding through a tall stone arch adorned with intricate carvings of mourning angels and symbols of peace. The gravestones within the cemetery are uniformly shaped and elegant. They're all made of pale stone, and they all give a subtle, well, most of them give a subtle shimmer. There's lush gardens of delicate aromatic flowers that surround the stones, and their colors shift subtly throughout the area. So, I will point out that as you walk through, the wind carries faint melodies, ghostly yet comforting. And the paths are lined with ancient trees whose gnarled branches seem to whisper stories of long past. So where are you going? You're heading in here.
I think I'm gonna make my way to my parents' gravesite for the both of them.
Okay. I will point out, as you guys are following her, I assume, right into the graveyard.
We're not being stealthy about it. We're like 20 feet behind her, just assuming she knows where she's going. She's the only person who knows the city.
Like, I'm giving her space because obviously she came here for a reason. But
Yeah, I think when the crowd thins out and we sort of realize that she's going to a graveyard, we'll probably like try to hang back more. Whether we need to make a stealth check at that point,
But
Like,
do want to keep her in our sights, and we don't want anything to happen to her.
Well, it's up to you. You just choose how far you're back, or if you're being stealthy, roll stealth. Like, if you're literally trying to make sure she don't see you, that's different. That's stealth. Otherwise, if you're just hanging back 30 feet, well, that's fine. 50 feet, whatever. I mean, that's fine. If she
I don't
looks
think
over
we're
her
being
shoulder,
stealthy.
she'll see you, but that's it, Like,
okay, I think we'll just
she
hang
runs.
back, but keep her like within line of sight, so
Yeah.
within like 30 feet or so, maybe.
all right. I will point out, too, another section of this area as you're going through. It's off to the side, a separate gated area. It's called the Hero's Hollow. But you're not going in that direction. You go a different direction. Now, so, Jade, you find your way to your parents' graves. Now, marked on there are Kea and Quentin Caraway. Now, I would like, since you would have been the one responsible and probably have paid for said tombstones, is there any writing on them? What would it say? Sometimes it says beloved father, whatever. Is there any? You would have created these, so. Would you like to describe the tombstones?
Yeah. The tombstones are small, a little bit quaint, but they sort of look like they were picked out by someone younger. So, like, it's a little bit wrong for, like, what you would expect for parents. I think with the way things were, she didn't really have a lot of money for engravings. But she'll come and sort of bring little, like, bits and bobs, and it's like, made them pretty through, like, little bits of copper wire and things she's sort of decorated with, like, with a slightly more discerning eye as an adult.
Yes. That's pretty accurate. I would believe it as well. Now, I do want to point out one thing to you. You would know this. The reason this place is called the Songstone Rest is because this cemetery has a unique offering where the memory of each soul can be honored through song, if you pay enough, which you didn't have enough, so you just have regular tombstones. However, the option was there at the time and is still in place if you ever have enough gold to pay for it. What they offer as service is a skilled bard is hired through the city to to compose a short, personalized song for the fallen, and then it's magically enchanted into their tombstone. So when someone comes up, you can touch the tombstone, and it will resonate with the melody, and just hear a personally written song for that person. But you couldn't afford that, but maybe someday you could.
So she sort of goes over, and if there's any leaves or anything, she brushes them away and sort of picks up the area. And while she's doing that, she's talking. Hey Mom, hey Dad, it's been a while. Well, I'm well enough. I've got some opportunities ahead, I think. Kind that might get me somewhere. Maybe somewhere good. I might be gone for a little while. Maybe. I don't know what's coming, but I'll be back. Okay? And I'm gonna get you your own songs. I promise. She kind of walks away.
Okay, stop. I need to do something while you're doing that, if you don't mind. Because this may come up in the future. While you are situating yourself, and we realize we got to give you some privacy, and I notice there's some garden-y stuff in the place, close, not next to you, but we're respectful distance where there's some flowers and gardens and stuff. I sit down and I pull out this intricately carved, I call it a dirge flute, and I start playing this melody that is raw emotion. Like, you hear it and you just feel sad and happy, and it makes you want to cry, but not in I'm a sad way, but just sort of an emotional way. And I am just playing in this graveyard this beautiful and sad and powerful raw tune. Just playing it. Beautiful.
And while that's happening, I would like everyone except Jade to roll perception with DC 20. And it's up to you if you want disadvantage, Finwick, since you're in the middle of playing. I don't know how perceptive you would be while playing.
I'm so into this, I wouldn't even roll a perception unless something was in front of me.
No, it's not in front of you.
So I'm going to abstain from the roll.
I don't think I got it. I'm just double checking to make sure I don't have anything that would add to it, but I'm pretty sure I don't.
Okay.
Unless it's that guy, in which case I have advantage.
It is not the Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
All right.
No.
Fancy and Talbot, you are standing there watching this beautiful thing happen, and then suddenly you just hear behind you, "You should give her some space. What are you doing here?"
Damn, Beetlejuice.
And you turn around, and literally right behind you, in between both of your shoulders, you turn around to see that guy just staring at you. "That one, she needs some space. She's mourning the dead. Show some respect."
She's a friend of ours. We are being respectful.
I suppose. How do you know them? The Fallen. As he looks towards the tombstones that Jade is next to.
We don't know the Fallen, but we know the girl.
Just support, huh? Moral support.
Yeah. Who are you?
No one important.
Well, I don't believe that. You must have a name.
I do. Don't know what good it'll do you. Lucian Hollowshade.
Lucian. Sorry, what was the last name?
Hollowshade.
Hollowshade.
Yeah.
Cool last name.
And he looks over towards Finwick, who's back on playing the flute, or the instrument, and says, "That one, part of the order. What's he doing here?"
paying respects.
Yeah. Hope you don't mind. I have to keep an eye on him.
Insight check.
And I asked why.
No, I just want to do an insight check just to sort of see if this is personal or just just some duty that he has. So yeah, I just wanted to get to the core of why he feels that way. 22.
And
I know you
wanna
have a
see
good
if he answers
roll,
me.
but he's an extremely hard person to read. But I will give you some stuff with a 22. He shows very little expression more than what's in that picture. He looks like somebody who is like, what? He's a human who looks like he's 150 years old and been through some shit. Yeah, like he's got spots on his head and he's like, oh geez, he almost half looks like a corpse. But what were you saying there, Mel?
I asked him why.
Okay, so answer the insight check first. You were trying to wonder whether it was personal or not?
Yeah, with the insight check, because knowing that like this guy's obviously someone who deals with death as part of his work, and sort of knowing Finwick's job has sort of already been alluded to. I won't mention more than that. Just want to see like, is this like they're very similar, but they have different approaches to it, or is this something more personal than that? So just to sort of,
you just get the vibe of him being nothing ill towards Finwick or the Order, but he's very protective of this area. And you get the vibe like he's willing to stand up or defend it if needed. You also, looking in his eyes, these old eyes, you get the impression that there's a lot of knowledge behind those eyes, and he is very very calm, but I don't know. You're just getting the vibe. There's more to this guy than just an old man.
Oh, I knew that, but like in terms of his feelings of animosity towards Finwick's Order, like, do I get any more than that? If that's a personal grudge,
like
or that's...
like I said, he has no ill will or no personal grudge towards Finwick or the Order. He just is wary of the Order.
Okay.
In this area particularly.
Okay, perfect. That's all I need.
Yeah, you don't pick up any hostile actions from him, but I definitely get the vibe that he could go hostile pretty quick, or at least angry. All right, and you asked, Fancy, what was it, why?
Why? Yep.
Well, they're kind. Some of them are good. Some of them not so good.
She narrows her eyes when he says they're kind, but she listens.
Well, yeah, the Order has a fascination with death. And sometimes they come here for study, and I'll allow it. Sometimes they come here for meditation, and I'll allow it. And then some come to rob the graves, which I do not allow. At least they claim to be of the Order. Whether they are or not, I do not know.
Well, I assure you, Mr. Hollowshade, that my friend here, we're just here out of respect. No grave robbing from us.
Very well. Have at it. And with that, he just turns and starts walking away, but constantly glancing over his head to watch all of you, particularly Finwick, as Finwick is playing a unique flute. Would you like to describe your flute?
It's a very polished, almost bone-like color. In fact, I don't know how good your anatomy recognizing skills would be. But it's almost as if this dirge flute that I'm playing carved from the femur of a person.
Cozy.
Fancy, I want to say something to Talbot.
Okay.
Okay. After Lucy and Hollowshade leaves, and Fenwick is still playing his flute, she turns to Talbot. Forgive my ignorance, but that's twice in one day that your brother has been accosted by people who seem to look down on this order. And I don't know what this order is. Your brother seems like a decent kind of guy. I don't really know either of you, but what is this order he's part of? I get that it's some kind of monk thing.
Well, to be fair, it's not really my place.
Oh, well, I
Have a
apologize.
conversation with
You
him.
don't
No,
have...
It's fine, but just to answer why he's had these type of reactions, I can say his order is considered in some circles a bit controversial, though not nearly as bad as you may hear. But it's best for him to speak of it, not myself.
I understand. It just seems there may be some parallels your brother and I might share. But that's all.
Could be right. You should speak with him about it. It would be good for him.
Oh, he doesn't seem the talkative sort, but I can try. Also, that white spider lily you were asking about, I know a very small bit about it, probably less than you. I know it's used in powerful concoctions. You planning on making something, Talbot?
I am.
Well, if you ever need help finding it, I'll be glad to tag along.
I may very well take you up on that offer, you and the others, should they be willing. Thank you very
All right.
much.
No problem. He plays beautifully, by the way. Song someone could really dance to.
I'm assuming you're saying this not to me, but to like Fenwick now.
She nods over towards Fenwick.
Okay. Well, I ain't playing anything.
And that's it for me.
Eddie, how far away is Flinton's grave?
It wouldn't be very far. You know, a minute or two walk. Like, it's a big graveyard, but, you know.
Okay. So I'll finish saying what my piece there and then just go. Like, I'm not really hiding what I'm doing. Just going over.
Okay, you're going over to Fenwick's? Not Fenwick's, what's the name again?
Flinton.
Flinton.
Spoilers!
He died!
Flinton, right.
It's actually the femur bone of Fenwick that he's playing.
No! Eddie, you ruined everything!
All right. Okay, well, you go over there and you see it, and it is not an enchanted tombstone. And it does have a simple engraving about beloved brother and son, and essentially mentions that he was taken too soon. And yeah, that's just pretty much it. It just seems like the message is more about the family is sad that at such a young age is like they feel like he was stolen from them.
Yeah. She doesn't touch or like keep the grave in any way here. She's like, hey Flinton. You're looking good. Well, as good as someone 6 feet under can look. She takes out a little flask, little sort of whoop thing, and pours out a bit of what they were drinking last night into the dirt. Figured you wouldn't mind a drink. I know you always had the taste for the expensive stuff, especially when someone else was paying. Hands back. I'm tougher now, you know. Got myself some shiny new armor today. New tricks up my sleeve. Maybe if I had this then, things would have been different. There's like a half laugh, kind of empty sound. You should be here, Flint. You should be right here calling me stupid for talking to dirt, telling me to let it go. And she'll sort of turn around and leave it unsaid and walk over. Like, it's especially haunting with the sad bone flute music.
I set mood.
It's perfect.
For sure. And with that, I guess you make your way back to all of you rallying up at this great.
It's like, as sort of Jade comes back, because I mean, we didn't really like hide our presence that much, obviously, especially with like the ambiance
music.
created by like if she didn't notice our presence by that point, that sort of gave it away.
Well, no, it's a graveyard. I mean, tombstones are only a foot or two high. You can see for miles.
Yeah, guys, this is like didn't mean any offense, but we just wanted to make sure you were safe and give you a respectful distance.
No, I didn't take any offense. I just realized I hadn't been here in a while. We toasted to Flinton last night, but it didn't feel like enough, you know?
Who was he?
I mean, me, Erica, and him were real tight, real close. Did everything together. Flinton, the only one. I mean, Flinton had parents, so I don't know what he was doing with kids like us. Yeah, I'd say he was one of my best friends.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Thanks. It was stupid. We did something stupid. And anyway, Hurricane and I are fine. He's not. But yeah, I felt like I had to come today.
Well, I'm sure if he was be here, he'd be glad to know you keep him close.
Yeah.
Mourning the dead is as natural as breathing. This is a sign of respect. It's nice what you do for him. And though he cannot be here, he was here. You were with him. There's harmony in that.
You see her shoulders kind of like hitch a little, but like she's not like outwardly crying, but it's very meaningful.
This is the most peaceful place I've been all day. Thank you for bringing me here, even though it wasn't your intent.
You're welcome. I like it here. Some of them, it points to the graves, they've got songs in them. A bard will write something just for your loved ones. That's why it sings.
We do that as well. In my order. When people come for their last rites, we play for them. Every song is unique. I played that for you. You seem to be honoring the dead. I appreciate that.
It was perfect.
Fenwick just nods.
I would like you all have inspiration for your great role playing. You can check that off up by your level on your character sheet. Okay. Would we like to do a time jump to get to the circus?
Yeah.
Yeah, unless anyone else has any other business. And I guess between that time, it'll be enough time for Fenwick to attune to his new shadow cloak.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah, we have a short rest in there somewhere, I assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So essentially, you can all head back. You head back to your inns that you paid for, and you get cleaned up. You can have a meal there, and you take a short rest and put on whatever clothing you're going to wear to said circus. And are you all arriving together, or? Oh, go ahead.
I'll probably actually go ahead so I can.
That makes sense.
Prepare.
Yeah, get a little practice in.
Okay.
I say the rest of us will probably go together just a little after.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will tell the bouncers about Thistle Wand Spring.
Okay, as you come in, do you expect the rabbit?
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. So, let me change a little bit of the music here. Not such a
Yeah, it doesn't need to be so somber for a circus.
Okay. Is this the right one? Let me see.
We did have some downtime between there and now. Mel, did your character ask me about the order at all? Just curious.
Yeah, just after that little conversation.
If we had downtime, and it was appropriate, yeah, I would have.
Going back to the somber music.
No, we don't have to RP it. I just want to know if she asked me about it, because I would be very straightforward. It's not. It'd be very educational, not an opinionated thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna. I'd like. Can we share with her the PDF of the order at some point?
Oh, you're going to go into that much detail? Yeah, okay. Well,
I would if she has the time and we have some downtime.
Remind me, Fancy, Mel, to send you a couple-page PDF document on the order.
Eddie was kind enough to create with me my order, and he did a very nice document of it all.
I feel I should have a copy of that as well, because I'm sure I know almost as much as you.
Share it with everybody, but we won't. We won't say Kate unless we've had a conversation at some point. Unless you're there for the entire conversation. If you want to have this as we got back to the place and you asked me about it in front of everybody, I'll tell you what it is. And I'll tell everybody what it is.
Around supper.
Because it would have been a situation where I'm being approached and harassed by people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? I think while we're sitting down eating, I think Fancy would have been like, she would have actually spoken. The thing is, I kind of want to role play this. Because
but you need to read the document first.
I know, because the thing is, it's a few things happened to Fancy today, which Fenwick commented on. You're being weird, but there's a reason for it.
So you're all eating your supper. He's going into detail over the whole half an hour of his order. He's doing all the talking, and then you were like, "Oh, look at the time. We got just enough time to get ready and get to the circus on time, so put a pin in it and we'll get back to it."
There we go. We'll talk about it later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
that's the way to handle that.
You just gotta rush off.
I have to make a note. So speak more.
Yeah, and I'd like to ask, because he mentioned the order at the graveyard, so I know there's something.
Yeah, I can see there definitely be a bit of curiosity from both of you.
Yeah, this is not the first time this has come up, but this is the first time that we've been accosted, or he's been accosted twice. So it's what? And what the hell is this order? Why are they so hostile? Because Fenwick seems like a nice enough guy.
Yeah, that's why. And Talbot sort of mentioned it wasn't his place to talk about it. And Fenwick can do it more justice.
Fine. All right, so we'll put a pin in it, and then also because there's more that Fancy wants to talk about, but I want to do it in a way that I want to do it that's organic, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh, will that work for everybody? Like he explains it, you put a pin in it, and you guys can all pick this up because you have to rush off to the circus.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to handle it.
All right, and
just I'll give you the cliff notes.
Okay.
It's a neutral order that some people like, some people don't like because they don't really understand it. Like many different types of religious orders, you hate it if you're on the right wing, you like it if you're on the left wing. You meet in the middle, but it's really just a neutral place that kind of investigates, assists with, and is fascinated by death. It's the Order of the Red Lily. My robe, and the reason why people can notice it, is there's a giant red lily on my robes, which I did mention day one, but nobody picked up on it.
Yes,
I remembered.
Did. I was like, I know that your robes are red, and I was like, I think there's a flower on it. I can't remember, but I was like, I have no clue what that is. So are you above table? Are you kind of like followers of similar Kellenvor?
No.
Okay.
Well, we don't follow any particular gods. We're not concerned with the aftermath of death.
Okay.
We're more concerned with the act of death.
Okay.
Death itself is what.
Concerned with act.
Okay, above table, Order of the Long Death Monk, right?
Order of Long Death Monk. Okay, perfect.
Okay. Death is a fascination for us. But once, and I love the whole, this guy doesn't like the grave robber part, because that isn't something we would do.
Yeah.
After death, we're not interested.
Okay.
We actually, if you disturb on death, bringing back from the dead, that's a no. We're not a big fan of that. But we're more of a Dr. Kevorkian type order.
Oh, okay.
People come to us to get assistance with an easy, painless death.
Yeah, that's sort of what happened with that guy's brother, where he wanted to die, and his brother was fighting for a cure, and he sort of blamed the order for it, even though it was his brother's choice.
Which is why I was okay with him being upset about it.
Yeah.
His brother came to us; he would have requested a painless death. We would have granted it to him. His brother didn't like that.
Yeah, essentially what that guy on the street was saying was his brother was sick and dying, and he was in pain, so he went to the order for that. But he didn't tell his other brother, and the other brother made a bunch of deals. He scraped up every penny he could, took out a loan, and he was ready to find a treatment for him, but it was too late because the order already,
So the order pretty much euthanizes.
Yeah.
With consent.
It's one of the services they provide.
There's also a little bit of a darker service we provide, but only to criminals, and you'll see that in the document.
That's pretty cool. All right. Yeah.
There's a little bit about everyone tonight.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, I get it. And I understand it.
We euthanize, but for good and bad.
I like how fancy and all of you have this on your mind as you're rushing, getting dressed to go to a circus. You're putting your circus outfit on, and all you're thinking is what is Order of Death, and he's doing what to people, and what?
Yeah, all of a sudden, Finwick's whole vibe makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and I mean, euthanasia means painless death.
Yeah, we can do a very painless death. We can do it the other way too. We also have a very opposite of that thing that we do, but that is not something we do voluntarily. It's also a thing we study all the death. We're very fascinated on how people die, all of the ways.
All right. Well, you can explain more in game as you guys travel.
I did share the doc in our chat. If you guys, I don't know if it worked.
I got it there.
I suggest reading it later.
Fancy is leaving the table, trying to go out as Finwick is still talking with these extra details.
Reading this, I'm like, okay.
No, don't read it now. There's a lot. Eddie went into a lot of detail with this document for us.
Yeah, we'll give it enough time. Give it its due in another session.
Yeah,
I like it. Okay, cool.
All right. So, Fancy, you arrived to the circus area at the Spectacle Square first. You go right to your area, your caravan. You're obviously getting dressed, getting prepared. A few of the different showrunners pop in. Your whatchamacallit, your ringmaster, Vesper, he also shows up and comes in to make sure you're there and pops in and says, Fancy, so glad you can make it. Final performance, are you prepared?
You bet. I'm glad to be here.
All right, well, your family's getting ready. All the rest of the troop is getting ready. Very soon, very soon. Fabulous, as always, fabulous. Let's go. We're gonna light up the night. And he just goes out and he's like spinning his little cane in his hand, and he and all the lights here now, and the like lanterns, some of them natural, some of them enchanted, and it's like glistening off of his blinged out clothing. He just seems like he can only check in on everybody quickly. Like he's trying to make sure the whole operation is running smoothly, and he's rushing around, right? Hustle and bustle. Now, the rest of you all show up a little bit later. While she's in getting dressed, you show up to the main gate and wait in a long lineup to get through. And you arrive, and do you pay for entry?
No, because we know the passphrase, which is the Iron Fist crushes your toll. Which I clearly have noted from a previous session that I heard you say in a previous session.
Yes, exactly. And when you say that, the gatekeeper there looks and is just like, yep, that goes for who now? As in,
is he saying about who gave it to us? Or
no, like how many of you are getting in for free? He's like, you know what I mean? Like that goes for
is
who?
Arkin with us?
Yeah, I'll say yes.
Okay, that's why. Yeah, so the four of us then.
All right. So he nods. He lets the four of you in, and you slip inside. So you're inside of the grand circus tent area. The atmosphere is one of wonder and excitement. The interior is vast, with rows of tiered seats that circle the central ring where the performances will take place. The tent ceiling is lined with colorful fabric panels that form intricate patterns, with the lights play across it and that kind of thing. The scent of sawdust and incense fill the air, mingling with murmurs of the crowd and distant music from the unknown source. And there's other things like smaller tents scattered throughout the area, different things like that. You notice little sections with like fortune tellers and exotic little animals on display, just for like the kids to see, and different various things like that. But you kind of just head to try to get to your seat to make sure you get there on time, or you're running a little late. And you get into the main seated area. As you look down on this arena pit, or circus pit area, waiting for the show to start. While that is happening, you're all sitting there. As anyone, you're all dressed in your casual clothing, or did anyone dress up? Like most people here, you get a mix of people who dress up and then the regular commoners who manage to scrape up enough money to see a show. So doesn't matter.
I was already wearing the fanciest clothes I owned.
Is Finwick wearing the cloak of death?
I have to know before I do. Does this cloak always smoke? Always?
Smoke it.
No, it does not. It definitely does when you activate it for its abilities, but otherwise, not really.
He could probably wear it like with his robes without drawing too much attention, I would imagine. He was already wearing a lot of black robes anyway.
And you can keep the hood down. It's just if you put the hood
that's
up,
what I mean.
It comes up and over your face, almost like a mask, and then you got that hideous face on the front.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Then yes, I'll be wearing the cloak, but just as a casual cloak, not as scary Grim Reaper cloak.
I know. It so matches your aesthetic. Yeah, I'm so glad you took that.
Man.
I assume when I attuned to it, it magically went to my size as well as a halfling.
Sure. Oh yeah, most attuned items do anyway.
No, it's dragging across the floor.
I'm not doing like a train of, death and skulls and people popping out going, ooh. Yeah, okay. As long as that's not happening, then yes.
And same
but I'm obviously aware that it would be a spooky thing if I was activating it. So if I can keep it from activating, I would keep it on. Yeah.
For sure. And Jade, you're all good, just wearing your normal stuff? or what?
Oh, okay. I am wearing my everyday clothes. They are, like Talbot, they are probably the fanciest things I own.
Okay, so you're all sitting in line in the bench and waiting for the show to start. The crowd is forming around you. People are packed in the bleachers. And now, I'm going to get everyone to roll perception for me, please.
Perception.
Even me?
No, not you. You're
Okay.
getting ready backstage with the crew.
Oh, I rolled
Does everyone
4.
else see a map?
No.
I
Okay.
see nothing.
Do you,
I see black. I'm assuming there
Well,
will be
like
a map.
a black screen.
It's just blackness.
Oh, why is it black? You don't
I think we don't have tokens on it.
Steve, what is with your rolls with this character?
This whole time you've had that? Okay, let me check.
I did a natural 20 earlier when I was doing that.
Yeah, you did
Yes.
that 20 with that, but like
Okay.
your rolls are so
My
low.
bad, guys. Now can you see it?
Yay!
Oh yes! Ooh, I love it, and the
My-
lights and everything.
My bad. I had token vision turned on, so
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought you were setting up a map, and that's why. Oh, I love
No.
this.
No, last time he was like, "You think I would just have you stare at a black screen?" And I was like, "I don't think
oh,
he."
you will never have a black screen. If you ever get a black screen, let me know.
Okay.
I always
Okay.
have
Ah.
something
I just
in the back.
assumed
Yeah.
you were preparing
Yeah.
something.
Nope.
Yeah, no.
Me
I love
too.
this. Yeah, same here.
All right. Should always be an image. Okay. So, hope that helps set the tone a little better.
The music was doing a great job.
Great. All right. So, perception test. How'd we all do?
I did pretty bad.
Well,
Not
Jade,
so good.
You're the only one who hears this. You hear from the row behind you and just slightly to the left, you hear, "Ugh, her, always sulking about, too poor to attend the academy. Just another street rat who thinks a few gears and gadgets make her special. She should be grateful Silverstone didn't swallow her whole." And you
One
go.
second.
Wait.
Wait, is this is this in game?
Is that in person 1 second or out of character 1 second?
This is a. I don't know if she's.
Do you glance back at who said it?
Not gonna glance back, but I'm gonna like unthread one of the little things that I've got like on my vest.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna wait for a moment where I can mess around.
What do you mean by mess around? Do you want me to keep going what she would talk with, or are you planning to do something?
Yeah, you keep going. I'm just gonna
Okay.
use this thing with my arcane enhancement returning weapon to smoke them at some point during the circus.
Okay. You hear. Yes, I know. What? She was supposed to have his back. He trusted her. He trusted both of them, and now he's gone, and she's sitting here at a carnival. And you hear the other lady next to her. What a bitch.
You're the only one that can hear this. We cannot.
we can't help it. Sorry.
You just got the pre-show clowns out dancing around in
We're
jesters.
all like, ooh, this has been a while. Like, it's so bright and colorful. We're just completely enraptured and like oblivious to what's being said.
I am going to cast Prestidigitation to make one of them smell like they shit themselves.
All right, so you'd have to turn around and look at your target for that, I assume, right?
Let's see. Verbal somatic. You create a magical effect within range, within 10 feet.
Oh, so you're just basing it off of your hearing? You're not going to turn around and look, you're just going to say, like, okay, 5 feet to my left, I'm going to make a fart smell? Is that what you're doing?
Well, I guess I'll, like, shoot my eyes back for a second, and yeah, like, if I can make 2 sounds, I'm gonna make, like, a gross-sounding fart, and then just an absolutely terrible smelling.
As if
The
it
wettest fart.
Okay.
Gross.
So with that, there's a little, and then suddenly, and so it has a smell as well, does it?
Yeah, I can have up to 3 effects.
Okay.
This is the best use of this spell.
And with that, this fancy lady in her nice gown, suddenly, everyone around her turns and looks, and her face screws up. Oh! My God, I thought you were a woman of class. Oh, God. And one goes, that would gag a maggot. A dwarf behind her. Oh, even Stink would say that stinks.
Because out of character, I'm just seeing if I remember it. Can't you apply a third effect that also leaves a stain?
Yes.
Oh,
So she gets up.
God.
That
It's only for an hour, but it's worth it.
Yeah.
That dwarf continues. What do you know when you walk into an inn, you smelling what they're cooking on each floor, and you're wondering, hey, what are they cooking? Well, that plus crap. All the fat bastard lines. So they're like really razzing her up, and she's like clearly embarrassed. Now, the question is, did that require hand gestures? Do you want to roll sleight of hand to make it like so they don't know where it came from?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure somatic is hand gestures.
Yeah, it's the movements for the
Yeah,
spell.
yeah. So I say like a sleight of hand so they don't know it's you. Makes it appropriate.
Yeah.
Come on.
We need this. Come on.
Okay.
Oh!
That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Now, obviously, nobody else would have seen it. And even though she was looking at you, she did occasionally glance back to her friend who she's like gossiping with. And so that 19 means that she did not see you, cast this spell. Oh, God. Ugh. And she's clearly embarrassed, and she gets up and leaves. And they're all like laughing and pointing at her as she goes. And she's like, it wasn't me. It wasn't. It was that dwarf behind me. She storms out, clearly embarrassed. Well done. Okay, so here we go, people. Here we go. All right. So, as the final echoes of the crowd's excitement here fades, the single spotlight illuminates on the center of the ring, revealing Vesper Nightshade. All right, the ringmaster. He's standing with an infectious grin. His shimmering hat sparkles like the stars above, drawing in the audience attention. Welcome, one and all, to the grand finale of the Marvels of the Midnight Road, he booms, his voice resonating through the darkened tent. Tonight we bid farewell to Silverstone, and what a night it shall be. Prepare yourselves for a spectacle that will awaken your senses and ignite your imaginations. He gestures dramatically. The light catches the edge of his hat. First up, brace yourself for Grom Iron Fist, our stout dwarven strongman. He will defy all odds and lift what seems impossible. Then perhaps to hold your breath as Thalira Moon Whisper takes to the skies, soaring through the air with grace that will leave you spellbound. With a twinkle in his eye, he continues, and let's not forget the dazzling bard, Matthias Starslash, whose swordplay and melody will intertwine in a dance of danger and delight. And to cap off this evening of wonders, we have the enchanting spectacular... How do you say your family's last name again? I keep forgetting.
Seed.
Seed. Okay. It's just spelled so different. It's Seed.
Yeah, Seed.
The enchanting spectacular Seed Squad, whose fairy magic will whisk you away to realms beyond your wildest dreams. And with a flourish, Vesper invites the audience to lean in closer, excitement crackling in the air. So sit back, relax, and prepare for a night filled with joy, laughter, and the extraordinaire. And let the marvels of the Midnight Road begin! And the crowd cheers. What do you guys in the crowd do? Do you cheer as well?
Absolutely.
Cheer and clap.
I have no emotion.
I kicked my brother's foot to have him have some type of reaction.
All
The
right.
slightest smile cracks my face.
There we go. You got a smile out of him.
You have to be supportive, brother. Please.
This is not supportive. I am here. I am enjoying.
You're not wrong. Just a little bit more emotive.
Understood. I have the fakest big toothy smile.
You're like Homelander in The Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to see what you do, being prodded.
I'm just sitting there stiff with the biggest fake weird smile.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's what you
like,
get.
Talbot knows you're so far out of your element right now, but, like, yeah, you need to do this sometimes.
And as the
That's why I have you, brother.
And as the final echoes of Vesper's welcome fades, the tent plunges into an enchanting darkness, wrapping the audience in a shroud and anticipation. The sound of distant drumming begins to resonate, soft at first, like the heartbeat of the night itself. The rhythmic thrum builds, echoing through the air and stirring excitement amongst the crowd, each pulse resonating deep within your chest. Suddenly, flicking spotlight ignites around the ring, illuminating the stage in an array of swirling shadows. As the lights converge, they reveal Grom Ironfist, a stout dwarven strongman, his imposing figure silhouetted against a vibrant backdrop. His bushy beard glistens like spun gold, and in the magical light contrasting with the darkness that surrounds him. The drums intensify, each beat synchronizing with his powerful movements, creating a visceral connection between performer and audience. With a confident grin, he strides forward, muscles rippling beneath his tunic as he hefts massive weights overhead with effortless grace. The crowd erupts into cheers, their enthusiasm rising with each lift, and the thundering rhythm of the drums amplifying the spectacle. Grom's laughter rings out, infectious and hearty, as he interacts with the audience, flexing his biceps and inviting their applause. Then, in a moment of daring brilliance, he takes the performance to a new height. He grabs a pair of dumbbells, the fire crackling with life, and with a powerful toss, he sends them soaring overhead. As the weights arc through the air, he launches into a series of incredible stunts, performing flips and spins with an unexpected finesse that leaves the crowd breathless before he catches each weight before they hit the ground, the flames dancing around him, casting flickering shadows across the tent. With each triumphant maneuver, his jovial spirit shines through. He swings from rings suspended above the stage, tossing a flaming dumbbell through the air and catching it mid-spin, demonstrating not just strength, but agility. And the audience gasps in awe, swept up by the thrill of the performance. And finally, with a dramatic flourish, he lands a powerful pose, arms outstretched, and weight still aloft as the drums reach a crescendo. The audience erupts in an applause and cheers, and the sound resonates like thunder in the darkness. And as the applause swells, the lights dim once more, leaving behind a lingering glow of Grom's fiery performance, and the crowd buzzes with excitement for what comes next. I'll hop back to you guys. What's your reaction to Grom's performance? Impressed? Not impressed?
Yeah, fascination.
Impressed.
Still showing the big fake smile.
Very nice.
The guy next to you is a little creeped out.
Guy looking at you moves an inch to the left and then another inch to the left. All right, so as Gron's performance fades, the tent once again is cloaked in darkness. The anticipation in the air crackles like electricity as the audience holds its breath, waiting for the next marvel to unfold. So, slowly the lights dim and a gentle blue hue washes over the tent, mimicking the moonlight filtered through the ancient trees, casting a glowing atmosphere. From the shadows above, you see the Lyra Moon Whisperer emerges. So, suspended
Can you
high...
share her photo again?
I certainly can.
Accidentally close. Thank you.
Suspended high above the ground, she sways gracefully from silken ribbons, her form silhouetted against the shimmering blue backdrop. As the gentle notes of enchanted music rises to fill the air, the audience's eyes widen in wonder. With each elegant twirl and breathtaking flip, her long silver hair flows around her like moonbeams, trailing behind her in a cascade of luminescence. The magical sparkles that trail her movement twinkle like stars scattered across the midnight sky, illuminating her form with enchanted light. With a fluidity that seems almost otherworldly, she begins an aerial ballet. She dances through the air, dipping and soaring with perfect rhythm with the music and with grace and precision. And the audience gasps and ah as she executes a series of breathtaking aerial feats that seem to defy gravity. The silken ribbons wrap around her form, embracing her like a lover, lifting her high into the air as she performs a series of intricate spins that leaves the crowd spellbound. And just as the audience feels their hearts leap in sync with her rhythm, she prepares for a daring drop, plunging from a height with exhilarating abandon. Gasps fill the tent as she descends, seemingly plummeting towards the ground, but at the last possible moment, she's caught by the ribbons. Their grip strong and reassuring. And with a flourish, she spins back upwards, her body twisting and twirling in a mesmerizing dance, Finally, with one last breath-taking leap, she releases her hold on the ribbons and descends gracefully to the ground, landing softly in a poised stance. The music swells to a climax, and the audience erupts with applause. She raises her arms, a smile across her lips. She bows, and there's just a lingering sense of wonder on how she was able to combine that flashy star-like magic with her crazy dexterous movements. What's your thoughts on that? The same, right, from Fenwick?
Quite enjoyable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, there's a real smile on Fenwick's face. That was excellent. There's a weird acrobatic stuff. It's very good.
Okay. Oh, you're seeing some progress, people. Progress.
Yeah.
I've gone from faking it to, oh my god, this shit's real.
To put it in perspective, the dwarf clearly had 20 strength and she had like 20 dex, so it's like it's not something you see every day, right? Like,
Yeah.
all right. Hope you don't mind these long-winded descriptions. Are they too much?
I'm very happy.
No, they're fine.
Okay. So, up next. As the applause for Thalira fades, the atmosphere of the tent shifts once more, preparing for a new kind of enchantment. The stage transforms, bathed in a vibrant red light that pulses with energy, igniting excitement in the air. Suddenly, with a flourish, Matthias Starslash bursts onto the scene, a human bard with a playful glint in his eye and an infectious grin that draws in the crowd. He steps forward, his movements fluid and captivating, combining swordplay with an intricate dance that speaks to the rhythm of the vibrant music still echoing through the tent. With each strum of his lute, enchanted sparks burst forth from the blade at his hip, illuminating the space with dazzling bursts of color and light. As he dances across the stage, his feet seem to fly, perfectly synchronized with the melody, each step summoning a new eruption of light that dances in time with the notes. And suddenly, dramatic flair, he slings the lute over his shoulder, seemingly transitioning to his sword. The music morphs into a lively tune that continues to float through the air as the melody that seems to play on its own. The audience watches, entranced, as he weaves the blade with mesmerizing precision, each movement telling the story of valor and adventure as he flips and does a series of like sword attacks that are like crazy combos, you know what I mean? And as he performs, he conjures illusions of foul monsters that spring to life around him, each grotesque figure crafted from the very essence of his magic. He engages in thrilling duels with these imaginary foes, spinning and swirling and slashing his blade as the crowd gasps. His swordplay is both graceful and fierce, and blending seamlessly with his dance. And as he strikes down one illusionary beast after another. And as he concludes the thrilling spectacle, the final notes on his performance soar to a crescendo, and at last, the imagined creatures burst into a shower of sparkles, leaving only an echo of applause and laughter in the wake. And with a grand bow and a gleaming smile, he invites the audience to join him with his infectious energy as he welcomes the next performer. All right, so Matthias is done. Were you impressed, Fenwick?
Fenwick is gradually getting more and more into it, and he's actually stepped up on the bench so we could get a better view.
Okay, now we just got the... Oh my god, I can never say this line. Seath? C. So like seashore,
Oh,
like
it was
seashell.
like the D is silent. Like, yeah.
C. Okay, I'll get it right eventually. C. I just gotta remember. I'm just gonna picture you being on sea, out on the open ocean sea. All right.
That's okay.
All right. So, as the energy of the previous performance fades, the tent seems to hold its breath in anticipation as the spectacular Sea Squad glides onto the stage. Each fairy glowing with their own unique aura, creating a mesmerizing set of light and color. First off, we have first image. The nth As she dances, she weaves delicate illusions of vibrant flowers that bloom in the midair, their petals shimmering like dewdrops in the morning sun. With each twirl, she emits a soft laughter that twinkles like chimes in the breeze, adding a melodic undertone to her performance. Beams of soft green light encircle her, filling her space with magical ambience as flickering fireflies dance around, drying her radiant energy. And as she's doing that, her husband, also Fancy's father... Is that the first time you've seen the image?
Yes.
Takes to the stage, bursts from the shadows with a gleam of mischief in his eye. His laughter echoes playfully, a sound that dances along with his wife's melodies. He conjures illusions that playfully prank his family. Sudden bursts of colorful confetti explode from nowhere, showering the stage in cascades of sparkles. Whimsical creatures made of light dart through the air, giggling as they weave between the fairies, adding an air of spontaneity and a delightfulness to the performance. And then, quickly after... Yep. 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 All right. A very young teenager, fairy, Fancy's brother, takes to the stage. His movements are fluid and captivating, each step captivating spirals of flame that flicker and swirl around him. The fire illuminates the tent with a warm glow, cascading shadows that play along the walls like living art. And his mastery of the flames mesmerized the crowd. With each flicker synchronized with the rhythm, he twirls and leaps as fire follows his every motion, creating a spectacle of light. And quickly thereafter, his twin sister... Alette takes to the stage. Her ethereal tones weave through the crackling of fire, harmonizing beautifully with the dance of the flames. As she sings, shadows cast along the walls of the tent in response to her voice, transforming the space into an otherworldly dreamscape. The combination of her melody with the flickering fire creates an atmosphere so enchanting that the audience feels as though they've been transported to a realm of magic and wonder. Now, Fancy, would you like to say how you dive into this picture?
So I'm on stage by myself is how I would like.
You'd like to do it by yourself?
Yes.
No problem. Okay, so with this, I'll just wrap up this family then. So together, their performance is a breathtaking display of unity. With a final flourish, all the illusions fade away, and Azrael's playful creations dance around them. Evander's flames rise in a spectacular finale, and Alette's voice carries the emotion of the night to a soaring crescendo. The audience is left in awe, hearts filled with magic of the moment, as the squad takes their bow, and then they step out. And then you hear the voice of Vesper shout loudly, "And for her final performance as a member of our troupe, we have the great Fancy C."
You could just say Fancy.
No, I said C. All right. So, what do you do
Okay.
to wrap up the show? No pressure.
Hold on, I have a child. 1 second. All right, I'm back. So, as the lights darken on the stage, there's several candles. They just flare to life. And there's tall candelabras in the back, and they flare to life. So the only light is coming from these flickering candles. And then you see movement in the middle of the stage. And this melodic sounding music. So that music starts to sound. And then in the middle of the stage, you see movement. And it looks like shimmering stars against a backdrop of just black. And as I slowly make my way forward onto the stage, you can see that my character, so I'm wearing, my hair is left long and loose. I'm wearing a black corset, and I'm wearing black pants with knee-high boots. I am wearing a skirt, but the skirt is almost like a half skirt in the sense that the front of my legs are shown. The skirt falls to the side and in the back, so it's like it's opened. And then I take the sword, and the candlelight glistens along the length of this samurai-like sword, this katana. And I start to move with the music, and I go very slowly at first. And then where the song picks up in speed, my movements become more fluid and faster. And I spin and I twirl and I incorporate flips across the entirety of the stage. And it is seamless and fluid. And it is like I become one with the music and the shadows and the candlelight. And I end it, and my blade is raised high.
And the crowd erupts.
In this dramatic pose. But that is what I do.
A beautiful final performance from Fancy. The crowd with that gives you give me a performance check.
Oh dear God, I've been rolling crap all night, Eddie.
Okay. With advantage?
I'm gonna give you an option, Mel, or Fancy.
Okay.
During this time, you feel a heavy presence of your patron with you during your performance.
Yeah.
You have the option. Do you want his assistance, his or her or their assistance throughout this? You just hear, like, as you begin, you just hear the voice, "Your movements are precise, but where is the passion? A dance without the heart is a corpse upon the stage, Fancy. Let us do this." But you have the option.
So
You can allow your patron to help guide the wheel with you. Not take control, just take half. Or you can do it all yourself.
So, hearing his voice, I let my body go limp a little, and I allow it.
Okay, well, you will have advantage.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be bad. And not the roll, but
This is what you were born to do.
22.
Oh, good.
Well, with a 22, that performance is spectacular. And not only that, you all as at the crowd, everyone make wisdom saves for me, except for Fancy.
Wisdom save.
I'm doing something else. If we can circle back, I don't want to make. I'll make a save if it's a required thing.
It's kind of required. If you're watching this happen, yes, I'll still let you do your thing.
I am. All right. Yep, no problem.
I rolled in that one, but I get to re-roll it because halfling. Let's re-roll that there now. It's a little better.
Okay, let me see. 17, 11, 11. Okay, you all failed. So, all it is essentially, during her performance, you are drawn in as if you are watching the most beautiful thing you have ever seen in your life. It almost like an unnatural force is just drawing you in, and that's pretty much it. Just like as if you're in complete awe and you're convinced that this is the best thing you've ever seen in your entire life. That's all.
Okay, that works. I can do that.
And you can act on that however you want. It's just that's how you feel.
Mm-hmm.
So you've never heard a crowd erupt so loud.
Yeah.
And how do you guys react knowing that?
Yeah, cheering,
Yeah.
tear running down Talbot's cheeks.
I don't know if you guys can perceive what I'm gonna do, but I've reached into my robes and I pull out the cookie that I was given earlier by, I believe, didn't you give us? You gave us the cookie, right, Mel?
I gave you each a cookie.
Uh,
You guys could pick what one
Okay.
you wanted.
So Fancy gave me a cookie. She didn't realize what she gave me at the time. I have this cookie still, and I pulled it out, and tears streamed down my face. As this, I failed this wisdom because I realized this is beautiful, but something else is happening. And if you can perceive it at all, I mouth one word: Tildy, and I leave.
Okay. So, would you like me to get them to roll perception to see if they've seen that?
Sure.
All right.
Sounds good.
And you set the DC. It is loud though and erupting here, so but they can still see. You say something.
Yeah. Well, to see me mouth the word Tildy, like you'd have to know what I'm saying to know what I'm mouthing. Maybe I don't know if you're good at reading words. It seems kind of like a high DC, maybe 17, 18.
All right, everybody try to beat that DC.
Hey. Oh, no.
I guess
I never got
won't roll because I'm on stage.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't. You're on stage.
No. I missed it.
You're in the zone, Fancy.
Yeah.
But Jade, yeah, what a big 22. Yeah, you're sitting so cool. You're able to hear it and see it. And just for the future reference, in case you want to draw upon that later. Because Finwick is getting up and starting to leave.
No, it was. I was holding the cookie during the performance. Tears. And I just... Tildy. And I left.
All right. So, as the performance draws to a close, the tent fills with an electrifying energy, the air thick with excitement and applause. Vesper Nightshade returns to the center stage, calling the audience attention. With a wave of his hand, the performers gather on the moonlit path created by the spotlights, each one glowing softly as they line up to take their final bow. The crowd erupts in cheers and applause. Their joy fills the night air. The crowd's clapping dies down as several rough-looking individuals hop the barrier and begin to enter into the ringed area. So
You made me feel something, Mel. You made me feel something. I haven't felt something in so many years. This is a lot. I haven't felt anything in years.
Yeah.
Years. And I just felt something and I left.
Okay.
Anyway.
All right.
Good times.
So real quick here now, I'm going to
I'm
go.
intrigued.
We're going with this and this. Now these pictures are. I said several people hop the barrier and are closing in on the center stage area where you are all lined up and taking a bow. Now these two images are just to give a rough idea of what the people look like, because these are like NPCs, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It'd be like guard 1, guard 2, whatever. But so you see people essentially with that kind of demeanor, and messy hair, dressed like that, with piercing eyes, and they're hopping the barrier. Now down near the southern part where the main entrance comes in, you see this person, which kind of stands out from the rest of them. Now, a slow... This music is not dramatic enough.
More
drama.
Is it coincidental that they all have a scar on their face?
Very observant of you. Yes. They all have big scars down their face. Okay. All right. Would it kill me to have a piece of music that... Oh, here we go.
First music was fine.
It was not. Okay, this one. Let us go with this one. It's fine. Whatever.
You need something with Latin lyrics? Like, I'm getting worried.
No.
That one was pretty tense.
Okay. All right. A slow, deliberate clap echoes through the air. dripping with mockery. From the shadows, a half-elf steps forward, his long coat billowing slightly as he moves. His unnaturally crimson eyes gleam with malice, a cruel smirk twisting his lips. "Vesper Nightshade," he sneers, his voice laced with venom. "Another mediocre performance as always. Tell me what's more pathetic, the fact that you still fancy yourself a ringmaster, or the band of misfits that you call a troop? These rejects scrape by for a few copper coins, following you from town to town, clinging to your sad little dream." And he takes another step closer, his eyes burning with resentment. "If you had any sense, you would have kept me in the troop. Then maybe, just maybe, you wouldn't be groveling for spare change in forgotten towns. No, we'd be on the grand stage, under the dazzling lights of the capital, where real performers belong. But you cast me aside, tossed me away like an afterthought, and slinked out of town before I could even take my final bow." And Vesper tenses, his voice wary. "Veyron, what are you doing here? Who are these people?" His gaze flickers to the shadows where several figures begin to close in. Veyron chuckles darkly, shaking his head. "Oh, Vesper, the time for talking is long past. I've always knew I was destined for something greater. But it wasn't the circus. It was something far more powerful. Something that finally sees my worth." And he turns, sweeping his arms dramatically towards the gathering figures. "I have my own troop now. A troop that respects me, that follows me." And his voice rises with triumph as his new allies tighten their formation, seemingly ready to strike. His gaze locks back onto Vesper, a cruel glint in his eye. "And you were right about one thing. Tonight will be the final performance of the marvels of the Midnight Road." And with a sharp gesture, he signals for his goons to attack. And that's where we'll wrap it up.
I left.
Yeah,
I was
know.
gonna say,
I know. I was saying, I felt like as soon as you left, these guys came in, and
Exactly.
I was so enraptured. Normally I'd be right on your heels, but I was too enraptured, so I'm probably going to be caught a bit off guard.
Too far.
Well,
You're probably just outside, and you'll probably hear something soon enough.
I wasn't leaving the circus, but we'll get to that next week.
I would say,
but I went outside to be by myself.
Yeah.
And I'll leave it up to you whether you made it that far, but to put it into perspective, you walk through the bleachers, you got to walk down a big ramp and walk your way out. So it would probably take, a minute.
I have a 55-foot speed.
Well, it depends how fast you move.
Were you running out?
But I'll leave it up to you, because they basically came out and bowed, and then they came up, and then you started...
I left during the thing, though. I left as it was happening.
Oh, right.
All right, everybody, the next episode will be here on the screen if it's available at this time. Otherwise, if you enjoyed it, be sure to hit the like button, comment down below, let me know your thoughts on the adventure, share this with your friends if you want to help this channel grow, and as always, stay in the light.